school football is on the air. The Oneida Indians, the Scott Highlanders, with Tim Smith, Rick Keaton, and their entire broadcast teams. This is Tennessee's most complete high school football coverage.
Sponsored by United Cumberland Bank, Scenic Foods, El Rey, Ray's Axe, South Fork Physical Therapy, Lumber King, Potter's Ace Hardware, Salvage LLC, and by title sponsor, First National Bank.
Produced by the IH Sports Network, Friday Night Football begins now.
Hello, Scott County. Welcome to Highlander football. Tonight, the Highlanders have their second game of the 2021 season, also our first home game of the season. We take on the South Doyle Cherokees. We're both in Region 2 4A this year, thanks to reclassification last year by the TSSAA. First region game for both teams this season. Also, this begins the 51st football season for Scott High School. The Highlander crew on hand to bring you action tonight. It includes, of course, myself, H.L. Keaton, Woody Keaton, Scott Seabolt. I've got Cameron, and I've also got Sam here bringing you action tonight from Highlander Field. You can follow Highlander football on the IH Sports Network, ihsports.net. Go there, and they'll tell you how you can follow us live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Also, you can follow us on WBNT FM and Oneida Cable and Video, and tonight, the NFHS Network. The Highlanders tonight play host to the South Doyle Cherokees. The Cherokees coached by Clark Duncan in his 13th year. They have 2 wins to open the season, a 28-20 victory over Oak Ridge and a 37-27 victory over Grace Christian Academy. They're big on both sides of the line. They like to seize control with that offensive line, and they've got a real legitimate Division I running back in Sean Gary. In 2 games, he's had 52 carries, total of 458 yards and 6 touchdowns. The Highlanders, we played our first game last week at Cofield, falling to the Yellow Jackets at Cofield, 35-7. It was a close first half. The Highlanders found themselves trailing by 2 scores, and it should have been no worse maybe than a Cofield 7-0 lead, and Scott High actually could have had a 10-7 lead at halftime. We got to rely on the strengths of our offensive and defensive lines. And our offensive line, actually both lines have to win over South Doyle, especially the defensive line. Offense sustained drives, no turnovers. We had 7 fumbles, lost 2 last week, and that hurt us in our our game at Cofield. Right now, we're going to step aside for this break. When we come back, we'll go on the sidelines to visit with Highlander head coach Josh Terry.
A responsible local bank must branch out into the community it serves. At First National Bank, we realize a community bank must be a strong partner with the community. That's why First National Bank doesn't have branches, but roots that are deeply embedded in the fundamentals and foundations set forth in the past, with a vision for fostering the potential for the future. Since 1904, First National Bank has had only one focus: you. First National Bank. Your family, your future, your bank. Member FDIC.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
Lumber King in Oneida, Tennessee is the region's one-stop shop for everything a DIYer might need. Carhartt apparel, rugged clothing that works as hard as you do. Lumber King Rental Center, a home for not only tools that a construction site might need, but heavy equipment that can get the hardest jobs done in no time. Here at Lumber King, we carry all of the essentials. Let us be your #1 source for everything construction. You can visit us at 20359 Alberta Street in Oneida, Tennessee. Because at Lumber King, we deliver.
Welcome back, and the starting lineups being announced by the PA address announcer. Once again, we recognize our Highlander crew. That's H.L. Keaton, Woody Keaton, Scott Seabolt. I'm Rick Keaton with you play-by-play. We've got Sam Operating our equipment for the IH Sports Network, and Cameron on top of the box. He's doing the film work for us tonight. The Highlanders will have to have a really solid game tonight. We've got to control Sean Gary, the South Doyle running back, who already has 458 yards in 2 games this season and 6 touchdowns. In the AP Top 10 in 4A ball, South Doyle is number 5. Anderson County, even though they have 2 losses, number 11. And Fulton with a 2-0 record, they are number 13 in the poll. I'm going to swing it over to H's side of the table right now. And what we want to look at is your visit with the coaches this season. And I don't think we've got any injuries that hamper us tonight.
No, the only thing on my bruised, bent, and broken list is Deshaun Fair, and he's sort of waiting for word, I think. Hey, it's real simple. Our Highlanders, they're going to try to sort of run between tackles, a little bit of read option. They're going to try to run some powers, basically run right at South Doyle's strength. They're so fast you can't run away from them. We'll see a lot of quick passes. They'll move the pocket a little bit, and we're going to throw several screens if things work out. Defensively, we're going to have 4 down linemen. Linebackers are going to be reading and reacting, not so much stunts tonight. Some will be called. We'll see our guys playing quarters or cover 3 against the 2x2. Now, South Doyle, they play a 4-2 defense. They play quarters. They like to keep 2 high safeties all the time. They'll run some spread at times. They'll run some trips, 2x2s. You can get in explaining that. And we will see them cover up a receiver on the line of scrimmage, making him ineligible. So it's going to be up to our defense to read the numbers and figure that out so they'll know who they have to guard or cover out there. They'll look for some power bucks. They're going to run some read zones, some counter traps and inside traps. And that's where that big running back gets his yardage at. And I'm going to tell you, they'll run rails, curls, outs, and maybe throw in a screen of their own. Special teams are great. I wrote good, but they're better than that. And the kickoff and punt coverage is extra good, too. And 21 is he's, I won't say all world because that's too big a place, but he's all right around here anyway.
He's an FCS
he's
running back.
He's special. He really is.
Now, tonight, there are plenty of opportunities for Highlanders to step up and play a big role in tonight's game. I think we'll see a bigger role for Brady Strunk. With that, we're going to take this time out, and after these messages, we'll take a look at the Highlander coaching staff and tonight's Highlanders offensive starting lineup. We'll do that after this break.
Home-style cooking with friendly service and a relaxed atmosphere. That's Razak's. Razak's offers breakfast served daily, just like Grandma fixed it. And daily specials like country fried steak, turkey and dressing, and of course, a fish fry every Friday. Razak's has a full menu, ranging from quick and easy favorites like hamburgers and club sandwiches to comfort foods like pinto beans. And you'll love something off the grill, like grade A cut sirloin, ribeye, or shrimp kebabs. That's Razak's on U.S. Highway 27 in Helenwood. Razak's. Country cooking and great steaks.
Welcome back as our Highlander pregame continues. We want to look now at the Highlander coaching staff. Of course, the head coach in his 4th season is Josh Terry. He's also his own offensive coordinator. The defensive coordinator is Bradley Stevens. The all-everything coach, line coach, all-everything is assistant coach Keith Shannon. He's also on top of the press box tonight. And rounding out the Highlander coaching staff is John Fletcher. He works with linebackers, running backs. Coach Stevens works with everything on the defensive side of the ball there as far as that goes, and maybe a little bit with the wide receivers now. The starting lineups for the Highlanders, at least the offensive starting lineup, sees a start up front at the center position. Number 55 is Zane Henry. The left guard, 65, Cole Tucker. The left tackle, 58, Skylar Smith. The right guard, number 53, is Gavin Terry. The right tackle, 71, Clayton Carroll. The receivers for the Highlanders, number 9, Rylan Griffith. Number 10 is Alton Whaley. Number 24 is Phoenix Norris. The quarterback, number 6, Brady Strunk. The running back, the A-back in the Highlander scheme is number 14, Cannon Van Hook. The B-back will be number 4, Hugo Henry. Brady Strunk will be the punter. Hugo Henry will be the kicker for the Highlanders. That tells you a look about those young men and the 5 bodies I mentioned first, they have to
You know,
be the ones to win the battle tonight.
You know, Rick, I failed to mention from the Highlanders tonight, we're going to see a short back quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And we're also, and playing that short back, we're going to see, let me find him here, Jace Cloyd will actually, a big lineman will actually be in there as that short back.
And a little bit on the history of South Doyle, at least for the last 10 years under the head coaching job of Clark Duncan, they have made the playoffs 9 of those 10 years, except for 2015, which uncharacteristically they finished 0-10 that year. During that time, they had 2 state semifinal appearances. First region game between our two teams, the first matchup ever between the Highlanders and the South Doyle Cherokees. Due to the realignment that the TSSAA had last year, based on that's your student enrollment, the Highlanders jump up from Class 3A to 4A. South Doyle, because of their enrollment, they dropped down to 5A. The Highlanders listed with 815 students. South Doyle listed with 1,030 students. So there's still quite a gap in there.
They're on the high side, and we're on the low side of the 4A.
Exactly.
And 4A, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a powerful classification this year. I mean, you're just looking all around the state.
Woody, he might want to look at.
Woody might want to look at these.
But, yeah, it's going to be, because it's a home game, it's our first home game, I hope for an exciting matchup. We cannot tell you, when I said last year that South Doyle made the semifinals, the state semifinals, that was in Class 5A. So, I mean, them dropping down and us moving up is sort of a bad matchup, and a lot of people think South Doyle is one of those teams that could be back in Cookeville.
When you look at just our region, 4A, man, you know, South Doyle, Anderson County, Fulton, old-time foe of ours.
Carter and Gibbs, they round out the other teams. Then just up the road, you've got the 2 highest-ranked teams in the state. That would be Elizabethton, the 2-time defending state champion, and Greenville. 2 years for the prior 2 seasons before that, in 17 and 18, they were the state champions.
The absolute most competitive classification probably that I remember.
Yeah, 4A is – used to be 5A was really loaded in East Tennessee, but, you know, I think 4A is the class right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Highlanders tonight will be in their red uniforms, white helmets, white numerals with the red pants. The visiting South Doyle Cherokees, white jerseys with the navy blue numerals and the navy blue pants and the blue helmets. The Highlanders coached by Josh Terry. The South Doyle Cherokees coached by Clark Duncan as the Cherokees enter the field. The Highlanders already here on the sideline. And a pretty good crowd, and they still keep coming in here to Highlander Field. And a good crowd, of course, following South Doyle.
Well, first time we've ever played, so a lot of those folks are having to find their way here.
And the advantage I have over the 3 of you guys, you, Woody, and Scott, is that I've been to South Doyle High School. I went down there when we played basketball.
All right, I didn't see who won the toss, but
I need you over there.
But anyway, we're going to receive the ball.
And for the Highlanders, it's an opportunity. The Highlanders will be moving left to right as you look at your radio or television screen. That is south to north here at Highlander Field. South Doyle will be kicking off. Their kicker is number 42, Grant Bush. I believe Bush is also their punter. Dropping deep for the Highlanders, standing in the middle of the field. He'll stand probably back inside the 5-yard line. Will be Rylan Griffith, number 9. The upbacks in front of him, Cannon Van Hook, number 14, and Nolan Cotton. Cotton wears the number 8 across the way, I believe. Yes.
And it's about time to kick that football.
Oh, give us another 15 minutes. The sun will be behind the trees, and we won't be struggling looking into the sun as much.
Tonight you'll be crying about it being cold before this ball game's over, brother. I just know you will.
Nope, can't do that tonight.
It's going to get down to 6.
First home game, I got to be tough tonight.
All right.
The ball is spotted, waiting on the referee. There's the signal down into the end zone. The line officials up here discussing what's going on. Now South Doyle is going to change one of their players out on their kick-off team.
Let's see. Oh, his pants. They're telling him his pants are not long enough, I think.
I see.
I think. That's the deal. Yeah.
Here's the kickoff. It's going to be a punch coming to this side of the field, drifting back, making the reception at the 20-yard line, looking for some running room, and then pounded out of bounds is
17. You won't have it. I have a feeling that could be Luke Boland. No, he's
on his number. We don't know who. 17 had to return. The Highlanders will be starting at their own 32-yard line. First and 10 Highlanders as they come to the line of scrimmage. They'll split Griffith to the left. Trips coming to the right side, inside out. That's Hugo, Henry, Phoenix, Norris, and I'll find the other one here in just a second. They give on up the middle. That's Cannon Van Hook. Van Hook tries to drive, might have picked up a yard. The other receiver I was trying to find was Alton Whaley, number 10. I may have said Van Hook. Van Hook is in the backfield with Brady Strunk at quarterback.
Yeah.
Again, across the front for the Highlanders. Skylanders, I'll get it out in a minute. Skylar Smith, Cole Tucker, Zane Henry, Gavin Terry, and Clayton Carroll. Highlanders looking to the sideline. This is as close to a huddle look as you've seen the Highlanders do in 10 or 12 years.
We don't really have the coaching personnel to do with a more intricate signaling system.
Trips left. One running back, that's Van Hook, lining up to the right-hand side of Strunk. But Griffith split it to the right side. Here comes the linebacker.
Blitz.
Hand off to Van Hook. Fights for some yardage. And might have got another yard there on that. It's going to end up being third down. And it looks like no gain. It'll be third down and 9. Hunters looking to the sideline where Coach Terry calls the offensive play. He and Coach Fletcher will signal that in to the squad. The Highlanders have the play clock, plenty of time there. More than 25 seconds left on the play clock. We're just underway, first quarter, no score by either team. Strunk stays in the shotgun. 4-man look up front for South Doyle. This is Strunk, wants to throw the ball, a little comeback screen to Griffith, and he's caught and taken down immediately. A loss of 1. It'll be 4th down and 10 for the Highlanders. There's that back-end speed that you mentioned that South Doyle has.
They are fast. You know, you could throw it around, okay, is this team as good as some of the Alcoa teams? Not as some of them, but as good as a lot of them.
A lot of them, yeah. It'll be Brady Strunk to punt the ball for the Highlanders. South Doyle has one returner back, the very dangerous Sean Gary. High snap. The kick is away. Gary backs up, fills it at about his own 31-yard line, looks for a wall on the right side. The Highlanders will get there with the red jerseys at the 45-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 for South Doyle at their 45. South Doyle has a quarterback, number 14, Nick Martin. They've got 3 receivers. Number 13 is Almarian Greer. Jamichael Ham is number 4. Jaquan Stewart is number 9. Number 9. They'll have 2 receivers to the left. They'll have 2 to the right. They keep 1 back in the backfield.
2 by 2.
Gary is the single running back as Martin from the shotgun waits on the snap. He fakes it, wants to throw the ball, looking for a slot receiver over the middle and drops inside Highlander territory. That one was dropped by number 8. That would be Damon Marable.
Little post pattern trying to get in the seam there, and he was open. Just couldn't quite hang on to the football. And I can't, he could probably say the son, but let's not.
No. But what you do is you fake that handoff to Gary in the backfield, and you have the defense creeping in.
Yeah, it's going to freeze your linebacker drop.
2nd down. Martin this time does hand to Gary. Gary into the middle of the field, cuts back, has the 1st down and more. Pulled down. Brady Strunk had a lot of the jersey pulling him down from behind along with Buchanan Van Hook down in Highlander territory at the Highlander 34-yard line. First down for the South Doyle Cherokees.
21-yard gain straight up the middle, and that's what they do.
South Doyle has it first down. They'll have two receivers each side. Martin again from the shotgun, rolling left, a little comeback pattern out on the edge, and he stepped out of bounds inside the 30, maybe the 29 or 28-yard line.
They get about seven.
Nope, they're going to call that incomplete.
Oh, good for them. No, I don't know, brother.
No?
They're advancing at about 7-8 yards there.
I don't know who the guy was that marked, because this side judge left over here. So anyway, it'll be second down and 3 for South Doyle.
Fast tempo.
Martin does a check to the sideline. Gray lines up to his left. A whistle, and did Coach Terry take a timeout? He did. So we'll join the two teams during this commercial break. With 8 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in the first quarter, there's no score between South Doyle and our home team, Highlanders.
Football makes people happy. At United Cumberland Bank, totally free checking makes our customers happy. If you are not completely satisfied with your checking account, come see me and find out why more Scott Countyans are choosing United Cumberland Bank. This is Tammy Strunk, new accounts representative, and I would appreciate your business. United Cumberland Bank, member FDIC, $50 minimum deposit to open. Other fees may apply. Ask us for details.
Welcome back to Highlander football tonight, the first game of the season for the Highlanders at home. It's also our first region game after having our open date this year in week 0. It is second down and 3 for South Doyle. Martin has Gary lined up to his left. He'll give it to Gary straight ahead. Caught over on the left side. I think Skylar Smith got a big hand in there first to help make that tackle for the Highlanders.
Yeah, and I think Adrian Stanley might have been the first one to get in there with him.
So that would be the two defensive tackles.
Yeah.
Then. Well, actually, Skylar's a defensive end, and Adrian would be the defensive tackle on the right side.
Sort of the nose.
Well, it's actually
on how they shifted.
It's actually short of a first down. I thought it was a first down. I jumped the clutch there a little bit. The official is going to look to the sideline and say maybe we need to bring the chains in and actually measure. So, hey, we'll wait on the officials to do this. It is a 5-person officiating crew.
He's got the first, unless that line is in our favor. He's going to have it by about from the stripe to the tip of the football.
Chain gang comes across the field.
Oh,
they stretch it out, yes, by half a length
half
of the
length.
football.
I missed that.
It is
thing.
a first down for South Doyle. They'll maintain possession. The ball shy of the Highlander 24-yard line. First and 10 for the Cherokees, trying to dodge and use this pillar in front of me as a sun break to knock off the sun. This time, Gary will line up on the right-hand side of Martin, the quarterback, from the shotgun. Martin rolls right, looks for a receiver breaking to the sideline. The pass, and did he drop it? Yes, dropped it right on the sideline, incomplete. It's now second and 10 for South Doyle. 7 minutes, 56 seconds left. First quarter, no score.
Luke Boland is wearing number 17 tonight. Thank you, Tim Hall.
We'll make a note of that on our sheets here. South Doyle at the line. They run the play, the handoff.
Ooh,
Gary up the middle into the safeties, and it takes 3 Highlanders to bring him down.
Big gain, big gain.
And it's a first down. So Gary does what Gary likes to do, which is run the ball. He's not afraid to run between the tackles. He's got the speed to go outside. From just inside the 10-yard line. So it's first and goal to go for the South Doyle Cherokees. They've got an up back on the right side, tight end right side. The handoff to Gary. Gary tries to fall off the right side, spun out of a tackle.
Good job.
A couple of Highlanders get there, and they're going to make the tackle. I don't want to say who I think was holding on, but I want to say Van Hook maybe was holding on.
Van Hook was in there. I was looking to see if the boss was in there.
The gain to the 4-yard line. It's second down and goal for the South Doyle Cherokees. They'll tighten their formation a little bit. They'll have two receivers to the left. They've got a tight end each side. Up back on the right side. Quarterback Martin sends it back through the backfield. Motion left to right. The handoff, that's Gary again. Gary tries to bounce outside, and the Highlanders will get there and tackle him inside maybe the 2-yard line. Nope, they give him the touchdown. I didn't see the official on this side signaling a touchdown. So they do give Sean Gary a 4-yard touchdown run.
Hey, 6:41 to go in the first quarter of this ball game. 42 is Grant Bush, the kicker. They're spotting the tee or kicking off the turf.
Waiting on the snap. The bobble picked up. Bush gets it up, and it's through there, inside the left upright. So the South Doyle Cherokees will take the early 7-0 lead over the Highlanders. We'll step aside for this break. When we come back, it'll be kickoff headed to the Highlanders. We'll get to that when we return to more Highlander football.
Odds are there's a Potter's Ace Hardware right in your neighborhood, with expert advice and the right tools and supplies to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Potter's Ace has a convenient location on Industrial Lane here in Oneida. Visit the helpful folks at Potter's Ace for all your home improvement needs. Potter's Ace, the helpful place.
Welcome back to Highlander football. First team to score tonight was the South Doyle Cherokees. They scored on their first possession of the game and have a 7-0 lead over the Highlanders. Now to be South Doyle kicking off to the Highlanders for the second time in the first quarter, which still has 6 minutes, 41 seconds to go. Again, Grant Bush to kick off. This kick, up, high kick. It's going to sail deep. Griffith fields it at the 3-yard line. A couple of blockers in front of her. Comes back to the near side at the 20.
Good
move.
Out
of the tackle.
Good
has a block out on the edge. Cuts back into the middle, holding on to the football. And the Highlanders will have pretty decent starting field position.
Two great moves
there. Across the 30-yard line.
Two great moves he made.
Highlanders starting from their 32-yard line. Actually, both times now have started at their 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Highlanders. Highlanders looking to the sideline, getting the play from Coach Terry. It's being signaled in now from he and Coach Fletcher.
Neat little combination they use as they're doing that.
The Highlanders will send two receivers out to the left. That'll be Ryland Griffith, and outside of him, Alton Whaley. They'll have a tight end on the right side and up back on the left side between the guard and tackle. The turnaround, the handoff to Van Hook, caught at the line of scrimmage, and looks like it's going to be a loss of 1. Well, really not. They actually started, I said the 32, they actually started at their 31-yard line, so there's no gain on the play. 2nd down, 10 Highlanders. We talked in pregame about for the Highlanders to have success, they've got to be able to win the line of scrimmage. Offensively right now, the Highlanders need to win the line of scrimmage. We know that the task across from them in that 4-2 look by South Doyle is a tough look because of the size of the players they put on the down 4.
And they have already sent a linebacker a couple of times. When they do that, that's an impressive bunch there.
The handoff, Van Hook has some running room, 5 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, falling forward to the 39-yard line. Nice play by the Highlanders, our biggest gain so far in the first half. 3rd down and now 2 yards to go for the Highlanders. We've got to get the ball and nudge it across the Highlander 41-yard line. Less than 5 minutes now left in the first quarter of play. It's South Doyle 7, Highlanders 0. Highlanders looking to the sideline, getting the play. Still plenty of time on the play clock. As they approach the line of scrimmage, they hustle up to the line quickly. Twins go to the left, keeping tight end right, and a big lineman up back on the right side also.
Big Jace.
That's Jace Cloyd, number 75. Van Hook is the running back. Strunk the quarterback. The handoff, Van Hook has a first down and more. Caught as he spun down. Flag comes in. He's tackled across the 40 to the 47. And I'm going to say it's a face mask.
I just started to say, let's be hoping maybe a face mask on that.
To think that I'm so correct, I'm going to say that is a First National Bank first down, as the Highlanders will pick up the first down.
Hold.
It's not a First National Bank first down, but they are our first down sponsor and title sponsor of our IH Sports Network broadcasts each and every week. The mark off from the spot of the foul moves the ball all the way back to the 33-yard line. So it's still third down, but now it's third down and 8 for the Highlanders. The play from the sideline. Highlanders to the line of scrimmage. This time the receivers, Whaley and Griffith, will come to the right, short side of the field, closest to the Highlander bench. Highlanders will have the tight end on the left, tight end on the right. A handoff, it goes inside.
Good hold.
Running room, that is Van Hook across the 50 down in South Doyle territory, falling forward to the South Doyle 45-yard line. That is a First National Bank first down.
About 21 yards there, unless I misfigured there. I know one of y'all will correct me, but 22. I know I was wrong.
I don't do numbers.
Woody does.
Okay.
I guess, Adam, kind of.
Well, that's one of the things we saw the Highlander offense really concentrate on this week. And they made it pay off with a 22-yard gain.
Hey, Highlanders got a good-sized line itself,
That up back on the right side. This will be Brady Strunk trying to keep it. Eluded a tackle in the backfield. Has some running yards down to the South Doyle 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5.
There's going to be 15 more.
See that? I don't see the flag. Yeah, I see the flag now.
Yeah. While he was down, whistle blowed, the guy was pulling on the ball. I think we're going to get an unsportsmanlike here.
As always, we wait on the official in the white hat and the rest of the guys in the striped shirts.
Waving it off. Okay.
Well, you can never tell. That's why I like to wait on them to signal that. Second down 5 for the Highlanders. Clock is stopped, 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Now the official runs the clock. Actually, the play clock should have restarted at 25 seconds, but I'm not going to tell them that. Highlanders to the line of scrimmage.
Hey, you don't get paid to run that clock, Rick.
No. Guy down there, he's wearing a striped shirt, standing way back down there. It does. 2 receivers to the right, the up back on the left side, tight end, both sides. The handoff, that is Van Hook.
No.
Running for yardage, that is Phoenix Norris.
Phoenix
Norris has a first down for the Highlanders. 2 in a row. That's another First National Bank first down. The ball spotted now at the South Doyle 30.5-yard line. 2 minutes 40 seconds to go first quarter. And the Highlanders getting some good running, A, from their backs, and B, good blocks at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, doing a really good job blocking interiorly. And I'm going to tell you, big old Cole, he's pulling his weight in there. So Skyler.
2 receivers left. They've got the up back left. They hand off. That's Norris again.
Yeah,
bounces through the hole. Has some running room. Tries to run over the safety and taken down inside the 15-yard line. And First National Bank has another first down.
15, about a 20-yard gain.
The Highlanders have the ball at the South Doyle 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Highlanders. So Phoenix wears 24.
Cannon
Van Hook
14.
wears 14. I see the 4s a lot, so it's easy for me to get confused. Phoenix Norris did have the only touchdown the Highlanders scored last week at Coalfield.
Phoenix a little bit taller, a little bit heavier, but going into that line, it's hard to distinguish those two.
The Highlanders will have a tight end on the left and right side. the keeper. That'll be Brady Strunk.
Come on,
Bounces
Boss.
outside,
Come on,
has an
Boss.
opening, heads
Turn
to
it
the
up.
goal line, and
Touchdown.
Brady Strunk will be in for a 13-yard touchdown run, and the Highlanders within a point of time in the game. That's a First National Bank first down.
Hey, that was some good blocking over on that side. Sealed off that left edge. Brady, my boss, he got out there, made one cut, got in the end zone. 1:30 left to go in the first quarter.
Hugo Henry out of the hole of Nolan Cotton.
Block
The
him,
snap,
guys,
the
block
placement,
him. Got
the
him.
kick is up.
Oh.
And was it blocked?
No, the flag went really high.
Oh,
It
okay.
went really high. I believe everybody out there.
Nevertheless, after the touchdown by the Highlanders, well, there is a penalty flag there.
Yeah.
Both teams come running off the
that's
field.
a
I want to
back
wait on
judge.
that. No,
That's good.
They call
That's
it good. So it's a 7-7 game.
The
Highlanders
penalty
7,
is
South Doyle 7.
unsportsmanlike against.
And the Highlanders can take that on the ensuing kickoff, which we'll get to right after this break.
Scenic Foods is about freshness, with meat cut in-store daily and special cut upon request. A deli that offers fresh meats and cheeses sliced to your choosing. A produce department offering fresh fruits and vegetables, and of course a full line of competitively priced groceries to meet your weekly shopping needs. Scenic Foods is about value and convenience. Don't have time to cook supper? Try our cheese sticks, pizza, and wings, as well as our fresh-made desserts and side dishes. Need to fill an empty pantry? We have all you need at Scenic Foods, located at 7352 Baker Highway in Huntsville.
The Highlanders' Brady Strunk scores on a 13-yard scamper outside the left end of the Highlanders, picking up the touchdown. Hugo Henry converted the point after kick. There was an unsportsmanlike penalty against South Doyle on the extra point try, and it cost them 15 yards as Hugo Henry will be kicking off the ball from the South Doyle 45-yard line.
I sure hope he gets it in the end zone.
Well, maybe the coach
From the
hadn't told him to
45.
do that. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Two returners back. Sean Gary is one of those, and he's a guy you got to be most respectful of. I guess both returners you got to be respectful
very
of.
so.
Henry, the approach to the ball, this kick will be high. It's going to be deep.
Oh, it's
through
in
the
the
hands
end
of the
zone.
receiver into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and South Doyle will start at their own 20-yard line.
You know, that's a good thing. When you get a kick out from there, even if you don't kick an end zone, man, your coverage team is, they're 20 yards downfield. So it's a great thing.
South Doyle 1st and 10. They start at their own 20-yard line. They'll have three receivers left. Trips left, one receiver to the right. Gary will be the running back in the backfield. Martin, the quarterback,
throwing the ball.
Outside left. The reception is there, trying to make the tackle. Griffith couldn't make it. Spinning away for a 12-yard gain will be the receiver that time. I want to say that might have been Maddox Cup, and it's a first down for South Doyle.
Pitch and catch football. Back at the line of scrimmage. Pulled in.
The
Everybody's
handoff this time to
pulling.
Gary. Gary into the middle. Caught after by one of the linebackers after a gain of about 5, maybe 6 yards. Yep, we'll give him 6 on the carry, second down and 4.
I believe that's Phoenix was the one that got him hard up the middle there. Okay.
Highlanders making a substitution on the defensive line. Martin, the quarterback, has second down. Gary stays in the backfield. Martin wants to throw the ball. A deep sideline pattern and over to his intended receiver. It will bring up now 3rd down and 4 for South Doyle. 47 seconds remaining in the first quarter as the clock is now stopped via the incomplete pass. South Doyle coming back to the line of scrimmage again. They'll keep Trips left. That's Cup, Swaggerty, and McInerney to the left. Not McInerney, it's Nathaniel Thomas. Gary on the right-hand side of the quarterback now.
Here we
They'll
come.
give it to Gary. Tries to sweep to the left. Bounces off of one tackle. Caught. Bounces out of that tackle. Nolan Cotton there gets some help from the Highlanders, Skylar Smith. It'll be a first down, but good hustle by the Highlanders to get back and to get hands on Gary. We're at least making him fight for any extra yards he gets.
They really are, Rick, getting in position.
Clock now at 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Twins left, Twins right. The ball on the near hash mark. Gary lining up to the right-hand side. Martin rolls, a pass to the receiver on the outside. The Highlanders have backed off the coverage, caught from behind. That'd be
Cannon coming, got him.
a first down for South Doyle, momentarily stopping the clock. Takes the ball all the way down to, looks like the Highlander 41-yard line. The official winds the clock, and the clock is not started.
We got whistles down there.
Now the clock should start. The clock is not running. Now it's running, and that will be the end of the first quarter of play. So after one from Highlander Field, it's our home team Scott Highlanders 7, the visiting South Doyle Cherokees 7. What'd you say?
I started to say, how long has our second defensive front been in?
After this message.
Scenic Foods is about freshness, with meat cut in-store daily and special cut upon request. A deli that offers fresh meats and cheeses sliced to your choosing. A produce department offering fresh fruits and vegetables, and of course a full line of competitively priced groceries to meet your weekly shopping needs. Scenic Foods is about value and convenience. Don't have time to cook supper? Try our cheese sticks, pizza, and wings, as well as our fresh-made desserts and side dishes. Need to fill an empty pantry? We have all you need at Scenic Foods, located at 7352 Baker Highway in Huntsville.
Cherokees moving south to north at Highlander Field. The Highlanders, conversely, the other way. After a first down, is now 1st and 10 for South Doyle at the Highlander 42-yard line. We don't know for sure, but the Highlanders may have changed that defensive line that we were talking about a while ago. You thought the second 4 was in.
Well,
and
I think it's maybe 3. It's going to be 3.
So it's a 3-4 look for the Highlanders. Trips to the left, one receiver right for South Doyle. Nick Martin, the quarterback. Sean Gary, the running back, lining up to his right-hand side now. They give it to Gary. Tries to run outside to sweep to the left. Jukes the defender along the edge there. Now tries to cut back across the field. He has some running room on this side.
A big,
bad blindside block, and Sean Gary is going to coast this way into the end zone for a touchdown. And
it's coming back.
We saw that last week a couple of times on one play against the Highlanders. And the blocks are not blocks to the back. They're a blindside block on a defenseless player.
There you go.
Yeah. So the deepest flag right there would be at the Highlander 33-yard line. So it should go back. I believe that's a 10-yard mark off. Let's wait and see. So that negates a Sean Gary touchdown where he tries to sweep left. Got caught up by the Highlander defense. It's a 15-yard mark off.
Yeah.
And as he does that, reverses field, he had the teams out. He had his players out in front of him, and that led to that blindside block. Also negates that touchdown, which would have been 42 yards for Gary.
Still 1st and
about 15 to go.
Yeah, 15, 16 maybe, yeah.
This time trips to the right for South Doyle. They've got a single receiver left. Gary stays on the field, running back left side of the quarterback. The quarterback wants to throw the ball, looks deep up the sideline for the intended receiver. Has a reception there, and in stride. Scores a touchdown. That'll cover 48 yards for South Doyle.
11:35 to go in the second quarter. South Doyle's on the board again, leading 13-7. Lord of mercy. Quick strike after a penalty set costs them a touchdown. They come back quick and get it. Spotting the tee for the point after kick.
Grant Bush again for an extra point try. The holder there is Nolan Brain. The placement, this kick.
Over the house.
Over the house. It's certainly good. So it's a touchdown and an extra point for South Doyle. They'll regain the lead. It's now South Doyle 14, our home team Highlanders 7. We'll step aside for this break. When we return, the ensuing South Doyle kickoff.
Home improvement doesn't have to break the bank. At Salvage LLC, we have everything you need to finish your new home or to give a makeover to your existing home. From a full line of laminated and vinyl flooring to interior and exterior doors to crown molding and baseboards, start your next home project at Salvage LLC. Stop by and check out our model kitchen setup for ideas on how to take your kitchen from functional to stunning. Salvage LLC is located on Industrial Lane in Oneida. Open 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. Find us online at salvagellc.net.
The perfect pass went from Nick Martin to Quan Stewart, and the Bush point after kick was good to give the visiting South Doyle Cherokees the 14-7 lead over the Highlanders. It will be South Doyle kicking off to the Highlanders. We will have standing at about the 5-yard line, Rylan Griffith. Let's see where Bush tries to kick this ball to. That'll be over to the left side. It sails over the head of the back into the end zone. It's a touchback, and the Highlanders will start 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line.
Now, let's see if our Highlanders can come back with some success offensively. Got some good blocking from that front last possession.
11 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Highlanders looking to the sideline, getting the play from Coach Terry. As they break the huddle, there's still some confusion going on down there. Play clock at 22 seconds. Now to the line of scrimmage. Quayle and Griffith will be the receivers to the left. The Highlanders will go with a tight end on the right and lead up back lineman to the right. On the field looks like is Van Hook back in the game. The high snap, pull down, the handoff to Van Hook, powers the pile ahead. He'll cross the 20 out to maybe the 21 or 22-yard line. It now becomes 2nd down Highlanders.
Moderate gain, very moderate, 1 yard.
2nd down 9. Again, the receivers on the field right now for the Highlanders. Number 9 is Rylan Griffith. Number 10 is Alton Whaley. When the Highlanders use the tight end, I believe that it is I marked it off my list. It might be Fletcher. Yes, number 42. The handoff, straight ahead, left side. Looking for running room will be Van Hook. He gets taken down after a gain of 3 out to the 24-yard line. 3rd down and 6.
You see how fast 4. I thought he was okay. He's a linebacker. I thought he might have come from a safety spot. But
that would be Hunter Simpson for.
Man, he closed down fast.
Hunter's trying to get the play. Sideline once again with game clock running. 10 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd down and a long 6 for the Highlanders. Van Hook is the back. There's 5 of it as Brady does the hand clap there and drew 2 South Doyle players, the defensive tackles, into the neutral zone. Wait until actually they mark it off where I get a better idea of. Should be 3rd and 1, and it is by the sticks across the field. 3rd down 1, Highlanders. Looks like we'll line up and run the same play again. Brady Strunk from the shotgun has the ball, keeps it himself, looks for room, bounces outside. Has a first down and more. Turns to the sideline at the 40 to 50 and dug down inside South Doyle territory as Brady Strunk says 1st down Highlanders at the South Doyle 44-yard line, just inside the 44. That is a First National Bank 1st down Highlanders.
Somewhere over 25 yards, my best guess. Woody will correct us here in a minute. Great run and great blocks.
The formation signaled in by Coach Fletcher. Coach Stevens calling the play now. Van Hook will stay in the game as the running back.
Yeah, Fletch will call in some blocking assignments, some schemes for blocking, and he'll also repeat the play for those linemen that need to know that.
The upside for the Highlanders is Jace Clowood, number 75. The handoff, that is Vanuk. He saw that the hole was cut off, tries to bounce outside. The speed for South Doyle, and able to contain him and throw him for about a 5-yard loss. It'll be second down and 15 Highlanders.
See that defensive lineman, he drove big old Cole right into the backfield.
Cannot take a play off. We heard the coaches tell these young men a couple of evenings ago, he said, you cannot take plays off. You have to bring it on every play against South Doyle. 9 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the first half. For the Highlanders, it's second down and 15. They'll need to get the ball all the way down to the South Doyle 34-yard line, pick up the first down. They'll move the 2 receivers to the right side. Brady stays in the shotgun.
Got a big blitz coming.
Right. Wants to throw the ball deep down the sideline for Griffith. Has the catch. And the official runs down and says, yes, he made the catch. Brady strunk to Rylan Griffith. It's a First National Bank first down, and the Highlanders have the ball inside what looks like will be the South Doyle 26-yard line maybe.
Woody, they moved the sticks before I could do my count, and I'm going to guess 25. You tell me about it later. 23, all right.
Again, 2 receivers right. That's the short side of the field as the ball's now on the left hash. The Highlanders move the up back to the right side. Again, one of the linemen jumped into the neutral zone. And finally, it took a long time. The line judge on this side throws the flag.
He was waiting for the one that's on the near side, It was on the far field, side. The field side, referee was closest to it. So
that cost South Doyle 5 yards. It still will be first down, and now it'll be 1st and 5. And now the head referee calling the line judge on this side in, and the guy on the other side wimping out and saying, I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I saw it up here.
I said something wrong. I said on the field side. It would have been on the boundary side over there. But the field side official is one that
and they wave it off.
Okay. So
1st and 10 still for the Highlanders. 1st and 10. With the ball just outside the South Doyle 25-yard line. The Highlanders, no problem, no fuss, no muss. Go back, call the play, get to the line of scrimmage, and run it. 2 receivers right.
No loss of clock. Everything's fine.
Tight end left, up back right. The handoff. This time Phoenix Norris tries to pound it ahead right side and gets back to about the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard.
It could get spirited out there in a little while.
It's going to be half a yard gain. It's still going to be second down, and I'll say 10 because the Highlanders will need to pick up 10 yards to pick up a first down. And if you've been waiting years to see the Highlanders huddle and you're not here tonight, you've missed it. This is the closest thing to a huddle that we've done in many years.
Basically, it just gets everybody looking at one spot.
Again, the receivers to the right. This time the up back moves to the left. Here's the handoff. That's Norris. Norris
good
drive. Ahead, might have picked up a yard. And then a late flag comes flying in from the referee behind the play. We wait on his preliminary indication right now. Still waiting. Still waiting. The indication is it's a dead ball, unsportsmanlike penalty, South Doyle.
It's 2 on those guys.
Via the penalty, it is now another First National Bank first down. Should be a 15-yard mark off. They're just discussing who the penalty will be. Well, let's see. The ball the 24. It can only go half the distance to the goal down to the 12-yard line. And there's an ejection.
He's out. That's a 2 on him. Number 4 was, I believe, the one that got it a while ago. He was the one trying to mix up with Cole there a minute ago. And that's sort of bad for their team because that means he won't be eligible for next week's game.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if they get into the meat of their schedule or not.
I looked earlier in the week at their schedule. I can't remember who they play next week. Like I say, I think half the distance to the goal, which will take it down to the 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Highlanders at that point.
Well,
Clock is stopped with 8 minutes, 6 seconds left in the first half of play. It's South Doyle 14, our Scott Highlanders 7.
Here
Now
goes
we're
the
ready
march.
to mark it off. We'll see where he stops the walk at. It'll be just nudged inside the 12-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 for the Highlanders. This time the Highlanders have the ball on the far side hash. They'll move the receivers to the wide side, closest to us, closest to the Highlander sideline. In the backfield is Phoenix Norris. The handoff to him again. Looks for running room.
Oh, that
Might
was
have picked
Cannon.
up a couple.
Yeah, it was Cannon, I think. There's another flag down.
Yep, that was Cannon Van Hook on the carry. The flag thrown at the line of scrimmage. The referee and umpire discussing the call there. The
Hold against
hold
Highlander.
or a block to the back, one or the other. Can't see that well from up here right now, but
It was a hold.
was a hole. So that'll cost the Highlanders 10 from the spot. It is still first down, but now it's first down and about, I'd say, 19 yards to go for the Highlanders. Ball back at the South Doyle 20-yard line. Clock is stopped. Game clock is stopped anyway on the penalty. Play clock is running. Highlanders to the line of scrimmage. First down and long. They'll send the two receivers left once again. Brady Strunk has Cannon Van Hook lining up to his right, up back to the left side, and the tight end to the left for the Highlanders. Now Van Hook moves to the left side of Brady. Brady will
go,
kick the
boss.
ball himself.
Get the
Has
block.
Van
Get the
Hook
block.
out in front of him. Tries to race around the edge. He'll pick up 1, maybe 2 yards down to about the better spot than I thought, down to the 17-yard line of South Doyle. Let's make it second down, and I'll say 8 yards to go.
Didn't give him much with moving the stick over there.
And he actually gained, in actuality, 2.5 yards. So it's 2nd and 17. Again, the Highlanders looking to the sideline. Coach Terry, Coach Fletcher, they signal the play in. Everybody has it. Brady Strunk gone all the way at quarterback. Hobbles a little bit after he carried the ball on that last possession. He has Van Hook lining up to his right-hand side. Now he moves him to the left-hand side. The snap, the handoff, Van Hook hit behind the line of scrimmage, gets back to the 20-yard line. That'll be a loss of about 2 yards. And I mentioned Brady was limping a little bit.
Yeah.
It could have just had been a cramp, and he's managing to walk it off.
Yeah, or he just took one on the bone, and you know that'll.
I'd say it's 3rd down and 18 to go for the Highlanders. 3rd and 18. Coach Terry signals the play in.
That's a wide.
Play clock has 30 seconds. Game clock at 7 minutes. I know you've been studying, hoping to intercept some of those signals this year.
Not me. I ain't fast enough.
Okay. This time Van Hook lines up on the left-hand side of Brady. We've got the two wide receivers
Ooh,
wide.
good block
right?
down. Oh,
And
man.
there comes the
Big
blitz
Cannon.
and the pressure, and Cannon Van Hook hit again behind the line of scrimmage. They'll block it, mark it back at the 25-yard line. So it's 4th down and about 22 or 23 yards to go for the Highlanders.
I saw 2 or 3 really good blocks by our linemen on the right side. These guys are leaked in, maybe some linebackers on little blitzes. I don't know. But anyway, they were back there fast. This team so far maybe have the most team speed that I've saw in a good little while.
And if you ask, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt and probably
That's
out of the range of Henry.
I don't think so, no.
But obviously passing down, the Highlanders will have a tight end left. Yep, back on the right side.
Hey, nobody's in the middle either, man.
Well, that's because they're bringing everybody.
Oh, yeah, they're coming.
So the Highlander defensive coaches, I'm sure Shannon on top of the box saw
Safety,
that. They
there's
jump
5.
into the neutral zone. And the Highlanders forced to take a timeout, and I don't like the way the line officials are operating, but we'll join the timeout with the two teams. 5 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the first half. It's the visiting South Doyle Cherokees 14, our home team Highlanders 7. We'll return right after this match.
South Fork Physical Therapy is proud to support the Scott High Highlanders and the Oneida Indians. With offices in both Huntsville and Oneida, one of our 6 doctors of physical therapy are always close by. We regularly treat back and neck pain, general sprains and strains, vertigo or dizziness, TMJ disorders, as well as post-operative patients. We accept all insurances and flexible payment plans are available. At South Fork Physical Therapy, we strive to make your experience accessible, affordable, and enjoyable.
Back to Highlander Field, and after thinking about it, Coach Terry has sent out Hugo Henry to try the field goal. Will be marked at the 32. This is a 42-yard field goal attempt. The placement, the kick is up. Does it have the distance?
Oh, he got it.
He got it. Just cleared the crossbar. Hugo Henry, the 42-yard field goal for the Highlanders.
Great hold. Ball skipped a little bit. Was able to get that thing set up right. 5:36 to go. Highlanders get on the board by a field goal, 14-6, trailing by 4.
We'll take this break and be back with the ensuing Highlander kickoff.
A responsible local bank must branch out into the community it serves. At First National Bank, we realize a community bank must be a strong partner with the community. That's why First National Bank doesn't have branches, but roots that are deeply embedded in the fundamentals and foundations set forth in the past, with a vision for fostering the potential for the future. Since 1904, First National Bank has had only one focus: you. First National Bank. Your family, your future, your bank. Member FDIC.
Fletcher, or did I say somebody else?
Fletcher, I think. As we come back, this will be Hugo Henry after the field goal to kick off. This one he'll drill deep. It's going to hit at the 10, roll down to the 4, picked up there by one of the returners trying to work his way all the way across the field with the speed, caught finally by the Highlanders just shy of the 20-yard line. Looks like that might have been Greer. I'm not sure on that return, but it will be first and 10. First and 10 for South Doyle on their 21-yard line.
Colton Newport, okay.
The Highlanders rush a player off the field. They'll have a 4-2 look defensively. Nick Martin, the quarterback, has Gary to his left. A shuffle pass outside. Looking for blockers out front. Has him. Cuts back inside, and then the Highlanders will pull him down at the 45-yard line, but there was a hold out on the edge.
Yep. Going back. When you kind of block a guy and you get on top of him and keep him from getting up, they're going to call it every time.
And when you watch our replay, remember this spot. It came with about 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go. It looks like our player is driving that offensive player backwards, but the offensive player is actually pulling our guy backwards. So from the spot of the foul, it takes the ball to the 15-yard line. It will be still first down, but now first and about 18 to go, or 17 to go for South Doyle. Sean Gary, the running back, to the left of Martin, the quarterback. Martin rolls left. A quick out pass caught out there. Strunk trying to hold on, and he will lose the grasp on the receiver, but the rest of the Highlanders hustle back there to make a big play, and that'll be a gain of 17 yards, about 19 yards to give South Doyle the first down.
Wasn't nothing fancy on just a hitch. He just turned around, caught the football, and did a great job making the red shirts miss.
The cornerbacks, Hugo Henry right now, and Brady Strunk. Nolan Cotton, the safety. Rylan Griffith, a safety. And there is a timeout on the field, so we'll join the teams during this break as Brady Strunk for the Highlanders gets up, gingerly walks across the field. We'll see if the officials, they never did indicate a timeout,
no.
but we'll take a timeout and be back with more Highlander football after this message.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
Coming back from the timeout, South Doyle South Doyle football, 1st and 10. They hand off to Gary. Gary in the middle. Blast past the linebackers. Hung on, pulled down from behind. And I didn't see who got up from that. It has to be one of the backers, though, making that tackle. It's a gain of 9. 2nd down and 1 for South Doyle. Nick Martin, number 14, gone all the way at quarterback. So is Sean Gary, the running back, lined up to his left. We give up a lot of room out on the outside, and they have that little outside hitch in front of the sideline. They make another good completion and a run after the catch. South Doyle with a big 1st down and yards on that reception. Clock is stopped at 4:05 left in the first half. The ball will be at the Highlander 41-yard line. Martin looks over the Highlander defense. And once again, we're giving such a cushion over there on the far side. Martin looks long, wants to throw the ball. There's that comeback again, that hitch pattern, and trying to step up. Griffith will make a one-on-one tackle along the sideline, but not before it's a big play by the South Doyle Cherokees. And they've hit us over there on that left sideline. 2 straight passes and given up big gainers. That's probably 50 total yards in those 2 plays.
It's about 3 for the night over there.
1st and 10, South Doyle. The ball on the Highlander 12-yard line. Martin looks, hands off, whistle, and what? The Highlanders take a timeout. Coach Terry didn't like what he saw, so he takes his 3rd and final timeout. We'll join the teams during this break. When we come back after this message from one of tonight's Highlander sponsors, we'll have the 1st down play by South.
Lumber King in Oneida, Tennessee is the region's one-stop shop for everything a DIYer might need. Carhartt apparel, rugged clothing that works as hard as you do. Lumber King Rental Center, a home for not only tools that a construction site might need, but heavy equipment that can get the hardest jobs done in no time. Here at Lumber King, we carry all of the essentials. Let us be your #1 source for everything construction. You can visit us at 20359 Alberta Street in Oneida, Tennessee. Because at Lumber King, we deliver.
From Highlander Field, the second game on the Highlanders schedule, the first home game on the season, and it's also our first region game, that being against South Doyle, and the first time that the 2 teams have ever played football. The Highlanders hosting South Doyle. Of course, South Doyle is 1st and 10 from the Highlander 12-yard line. South Doyle with trips to the right side, 1 receiver left. Martin the quarterback, Gary the running back. The handoff, Gary. Gary hit at the line of scrimmage.
Nailed it up.
If he got anything, I don't know.
I don't think.
Our chain gang across the way moved it back about a half a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.5 yards to go for South Doyle.
I couldn't really tell who was the first one to get in there on that. I saw Skyler getting up, but I think some of the guys up front did it. Cole.
2nd down, South Doyle. Looking to the sideline, I think Martin did a little check, a lob toward the sideline, trying to go for the pass, incomplete. Along the side of the end zone. Defending on that would have been Rylan Griffith for the Highlanders. It brings up 3rd down and 10.5 yards to go for South Doyle.
They have sure developed a fondness of throwing to their left.
And I apologize. I'll do better in the second half setting the Highlander defense for you. Now the Highlanders may have jumped into the neutral zone. Yes, they did. I think that might have been Huge Cole Tucker that did that.
There was a couple of guys moved, but when you get one, most likely you're going to get two.
Still third down, but now 3rd and 6 for South Doyle. Third and 6. They look to the sideline. Same formation, trips right. Sole receiver left. Martin goes up behind the center. Backs to the shotgun, moves Gary to his right-hand side.
He's up in blocking position.
Wants to throw the ball quick slant in off the hands of the receiver. That will bring up 4th down.
He had him there. I think he led him by maybe a half stride too much. Looks like it's time for their field goal unit.
The kicker will be 42. That's Grant Bush. He'll spot the tee at the 15-yard line. So this is a 25-yard field goal from the left hash. Highlanders need to get some pressure. Here comes the snap, the placement. Bush's kick is up, and that
I believe
one
he came this
sails
side.
through the upright.
He came all the way.
Nope,
Yeah,
it's all
he
the way
came all the
right.
way.
It's no good. So a missed field goal by South Doyle will give possession back to the Highlanders.
3:07 left to go in the first half of this ball game, and it's been a pretty good one, folks.
The Highlanders have no timeouts. 3 minutes, 7 seconds remaining on the game clock left in the first half. Ball is on the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Highlanders. Looking to the side, the Highlanders. I'm sorry, it's a missed field goal inside the 20, so the Highlanders actually start at their own 20-yard line.
20.
1st and 10 Highlanders. 2 receivers to the right. Tight end left. Up back on the right. Strunk. Hands off. Looking for running room right side. Cannon Van Hook falls forward to about the 24-yard line. It's 2nd down for the Highlanders. 2nd down and 6 now. 2nd and 6. 2 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Looking to the sideline, the team has the play. Strunk gives the final instructions just to make sure everybody has, I think, the blocking assignment there. Brady stays in the shotgun. Van Hook lines up to his left and about a half a yard behind him. The receivers to the left side. Ball right in the middle of the field. Brady with the snap. Hands off to Van Hook again. Runs into the middle of the defensive front for South Doyle.
Big
Probably
wall.
no gain. 3rd down and 6. See what Coach wants to do. I think he had this situation earlier and might have ran Brady Strunk at that point in time. Brady wanted to do the bob and bounced it outside and had good running room and picked up a 1st down. Clock running for 1 minute 45 seconds to go. Brady from the shotgun, 90 seconds to go. Looks at the play clock. Brady keeps it himself. Has some running room. Out to about the 29, maybe the 30-yard line. That'll be very close to a 1st down.
Good call.
And you saw if he'd have bounced it outside, he'd have still been running now. He'd have been halfway to Mountain View.
It helped that those linebackers was getting up in the line. We're going to measure.
Going to bring the chains in. No, South Doyle will take a timeout. For the Highlanders, I see that the marker across the way changed to 1st down. Anyway, let's take the timeout, enjoy it with the two teams. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Football makes people happy. At United Cumberland Bank, totally free checking makes our customers happy. If you are not completely satisfied with your checking account, Come see me and find out why more Scott Countyans are choosing United Cumberland Bank. This is Tammy Strunk, new accounts representative, and I would appreciate your business. United Cumberland Bank, member FDIC, $50 minimum deposit to open. Other fees may apply. Ask us for details.
While we were away, officials did credit the Highlanders with a First National Bank first down. So the Highlanders have the ball 1st and 10 from our own 30-yard line. 1 minute, 21 seconds to go in the first half. Highlanders 10, the visiting South Doyle Cherokees 14. Brady fakes the handoff, wants to throw the ball
come
deep.
back and get it, come back and get it.
Coming back, trying to make the catch and knocked away at the last minute. The defensive back knocked the ball away from Whaley. That defensive back, number 13 there, by the way, would have been Almarian Greer.
That Brady just
he tried to overthrow it, and
he got it up high, and it was wobbling pretty bad.
Clock stops, 2nd and 10, Highlanders. Again, both receivers to the left side of the field. The handoff had to be, I think it's Phoenix Norris running with the ball.
I saw the two.
Phoenix out to the 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and a long 7, a short.
We're going to have a timeout.
This will be a timeout taken by South Doyle. So let's join both teams again with the timeout. Our score is South Doyle 14, our Scott Highlanders 10. We'll return right after this message.
Odds are there's a Potter's Ace Hardware right in your neighborhood, with expert advice and the right tools and supplies to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Potter's Ace has a convenient location on Industrial Lane here in Oneida. Visit the helpful folks at Potter's Ace for all your home improvement needs. Potter's Ace, the helpful place.
South Doyle with a timeout. 62 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Coach Clark Duncan taking the timeout as it's 3rd down for the Highlanders. Coach Duncan, that is, he being the one wanting to get the ball back with some time left. How many timeouts does South Doyle have?
1, unless I missed one.
Okay.
They're wanting the ball back.
They put a couple more seconds back on the clock. It's now 1 minute, 5 seconds to go. It's 3rd down for the Highlanders. 3rd down and 7 to go. Brady Strunk hands the ball off to Phoenix Norris. He fights his way ahead to the 34-yard line, and Coach Duncan takes another timeout. His final timeout, we think, and with that, it'll be 4th down for the Highlanders. Let's just stay right here. We want to talk about strategy just a little bit. We want to be sure that, the Highlanders have to do a lot of things right now. Good snap, good punt. Hopefully, Gary, who will drop to return for South Doyle, maybe he'll let it roll and take another 5 or 6 seconds off the clock there. So we'll see what instructions that Coach Terry gives to his punting team out on the field. $57 seconds left in the first half between the Highlanders and the visiting South Doyle Cherokees. It will be Highlanders to punt on 4th and we'll say 6 or 7 yards to go. I don't think Coach needs to try to do anything fakish here, anything to try to pick up a first down, because South Doyle could have great field position if you're not successful.
We're going to watch them probably set up for a return. They might put moderate pressure on, but they're either going to go for broke or they're going to set up a return. And I would think setting up the return.
Oh, this man back here.
Yeah. Let's see how they go on the snap.
Brady Strunk, the left-footed punter for the Highlanders, He's right-handed, actually. He passes the ball right-handed, does everything else right-handed.
Oh, they're coming.
Here comes the pressure. They run into
there
stunt.
we go.
There's the flag.
There we go.
The punt sails,
The
hits,
best that
rolls
we
out
could
of
have.
bounds, and
If Brady, the boss, is okay, that's the best could happen to the Highlander
well, it's
team.
not the best because two guys plowed him that time.
Well, I know, but like I said, he bounced up good. And he's walking to the right sideline.
Referee says personal foul running into the kicker. That'll be a big penalty. It keeps the ball alive for the Highlanders with 49 seconds left in the first half, but we have no timeouts remaining. That'll be from the line of scrimmage and will be a 15-yard step off. That's a first down for the Highlanders, a First National Bank first down to keep this drive and possession alive. The official stops at the Highlander 49-yard line. First and 10 for the Highlanders. The game clock will not start. The play clock will start. The Highlanders looking to the sideline to get the play. It's what kind of a gamble does Coach Terry want to use right now? You got the ball at midfield. Do you want to throw it a couple of times, see what you can get out of it?
Outs would be the thing you would go for to conserve clock.
The Highlanders will have a tight end left, up back.
Big
Chase
rush,
Poet on
big
the right
rush.
side. That's what they've been doing this whole second quarter. Brady this time rolls to the right side. Wants to throw the ball down. And Griffith got behind the defender. The pass thrown outside of him. He had his head turned to the inside of the field, incomplete. Does stop the clock, however, with 46 seconds remaining. Coach Terry says, I believe that we'll go with 4 wides now. I know we're going with at least 3 wides. I saw Jace come out of the game. Saw Hugo Henry, and I think another receiver trot onto the field. It is Phoenix Norris.
Right.
So the Highlanders would go trips right. Ryland Griffith to the left. He draws single coverage. Again, it's an empty defense. They have no safeties back deep to the South Doyle Cherokees. Brady rolls this time. Little screen pass coming back to this side. Ryland Griffith has the catch. Caught from the jersey, pulled down from behind at the South Doyle 40. Now, actually, the 39-yard line. That should momentarily stop the clock. It does with 34 seconds to go.
12-yard pickup, first down, Landers.
And it's a First National Bank first down. The Highlanders at the line of scrimmage. Coach Terry has already said, here's the play. Trips right, one receiver left once again. Game clock running. Brady has a snap. Here comes the pressure. Throws a swing outside, and Van Hook catches it, but pulled down immediately back at the 45-yard line.
Running.
A loss of 5. The Highlanders cannot stop the clock.
20
South
seconds.
Doyle cannot stop the clock. So I think Brady says, let's clock the ball. Let's get up there. Let's get ready.
Get under center.
No, he can do it out of the shotgun. Remember,
They changed that
last
rule.
year.
Yes, they did. Ain't
Brady's-
going to do no good. Nah, he's going for one play.
Nope. I see Coach Fletcher.
in.
Coach Fletcher say, "Just hold up, just hold up, just hold
Good
up."
deal. Good
so
half.
The
Good
Highlanders will end the half possession on South Doyle side of the field, but we have seen a nice football contest between our home team Highlanders and the visiting South Doyle Cherokees.
Even though our Highlanders are trailing by 4 points, this has been an amazing first half.
It is South Doyle 14, our Scott Highlanders 10. The Highlanders have a touchdown and a field goal, and South Doyle, of course, 2 touchdowns. It has been a really good first half, an entertaining game, and the Highlanders have weathered the first half.
Yeah.
Now, they got to bring the energy back out in the second half.
This is where you get into a 60-plus roster versus a 30, 35 roster.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to run out of some steam?
Exactly right, exactly. Our score at halftime is South Doyle 14, Highlanders 10. Don't go away. We've got our Highlander halftime. We will have our first half scoring summary, our first half statistics. Woody's got those. H will visit with Coach Terry down on the field prior to the start of the third quarter. We've got all that and more going on during your Highlander halftime. And we'll return to Highlander Field after this extended break for our Highlander halftime.
You're listening to Scott High School football on the I-8 Sports Network with Harris Keaton. Woody Keaton, and the voice of the Highlanders, Rick Keaton.
Sponsored by United Cumberland Bank, Scenic Foods, El Rey, Ray's-Ax, South Fork Physical Therapy, Lumber King, Potter's Ace Hardware, Salvage LLC, and by title sponsor, First National Bank.
A responsible local bank must branch out into the community it serves. At First National Bank, we realize a community bank must be a strong partner with the community. That's why First National Bank doesn't have branches, but roots that are deeply embedded in the fundamentals and foundations set forth in the past, with a vision for fostering the potential for the future. Since 1904, First National Bank has had only one focus: you. First National Bank. Your family, your future, your bank. Member FDIC.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
Lumber King in Oneida, Tennessee is the region's one-stop shop for everything a DIYer might need. Carhartt apparel, rugged clothing that works as hard as you do. Lumber King Rental Center, a home for not only tools that a construction site might need, but heavy equipment that can get the hardest jobs done in no time. Here at Lumber King, we carry all of the essentials. Let us be your #1 source for everything construction. You can visit us at 20359 Alberta Street in Oneida, Tennessee. Because at Lumber King, we deliver.
Home-style cooking with friendly service and a relaxed atmosphere. That's Ray's-Ax. Ray's-Ax offers breakfast served daily, just like Grandma fixed it, and daily specials like country fried steak, turkey and dressing, and of course, a fish fry every Friday. Ray's-Ax has a full menu, ranging from quick and easy favorites like hamburgers and club sandwiches to comfort foods like pinto beans. And you'll love something off the grill, like grade A cut sirloin, ribeye, or shrimp kebabs. That's Ray's-Ax on U.S. Highway 27 in Helenwood. Ray's-Ax, country cooking and great steaks.
Let me come back and tell you right now, I think you're picking up audio only. We're having some trouble with our video feed for IH Sports Network. So we're going to have to shut down our system right here. You won't miss anything of our Highlander halftime or anything. We're going to shut down, reboot our system. That'll take 3-4 minutes, and then don't go away. We'll be right back on the air with Highlander football as the Highlanders trail South Doyle 14-10 at halftime. Hey, welcome back. We've had some glitches right here. We've been trying to work the glitches out, so we hope that we've been able to do that. We hope that we're streaming at least audio and maybe video back on IH Sports Network, YouTube, Facebook Live, streaming it back audio to WBNT, and also you can watch the video replay at Oneida Cable and Video starting probably next Monday. So all the ways that you can follow Highlander football, including tonight, it would be the NFHS Network. So you can go to NFHS Network. It's a subscription service, but you can watch the video replay of tonight's game on NFHS Network. Quickly, we want to recap the scoring in the game. With 6 minutes, 41 seconds to go in the first quarter, Sean Gary, 4-yard touchdown score, and the Bush point after kick gave the South Doyle Cherokees a 7-0 lead. The Highlanders come right back. With 90 seconds to go in the first quarter, Brady Strunk scores on a 13-yard touchdown run. The Hugo Henry point after kick made it a 7-7 game. We move into the second quarter where Nick Martin tosses a 48-yard scoring pass to Taquan Stewart. The Bush point after kick gave South Doyle a 14-0 lead. And then with 5:36 left in the first half, after the Highlanders think about it. Coach Terry decides to send Hugo Henry onto the field. He converts a 42-yard field goal to make it a 14-10 game. It's South Doyle 14, Highlanders 10 at halftime. Woody, I think you can hear me over there.
I can hear you loud and clear, bud.
Okay, man. We'll send it over to your side of the table, and we'll take a look at our first half stats.
All right, for South Doyle, wrestling ball, Sean Gary has 9 carries, 71 yards, 1 touchdown. It's the only ball carrier they had, and Martin is 7 out of 12, 142 yards and a touchdown. Total offense of 213. For the Highlanders rushing, Ken Van Hook has 12 carries for 27 yards. Brady Strunk has 5 carries for 53 yards and a touchdown. Phoenix Norks has 6 carries for 32 yards. He rushed the ball 23 times for 112 yards. Brady in the passing department is 4 out of 6, 28 yards. Total offense of 140. Receiving, Ryan Griffith has 3 catches for 34 yards. And Ken Van Hook has 1 for -5.
And we also had 10 First National Bank first downs in the half, Woody. So, I mean,
Okay.
a good plan right there. So, I think, Sam, we're putting it back out right there.
It's a very good first half.
It was a very good first half. I mean, the Highlanders, I said in the pregame, one of the comments I made, it was a good time to see who wants to step up for the Highlanders tonight. And we got that out of this team.
And that, everybody did. We didn't just have one. Everybody did. If they went down and scored, we come back and scored. They did. And then, the field goal, every inch counts, and that's what Hugo got. And that was good because, it had the distance. It's just if it's going to get there or not. And bless his heart, it did. And that's good to see.
It certainly was good to see because it was a big thing for the Highlanders. That field goal last week, it was blocked, but I thought it looked like it was going to have a chance to make it last week. That could have changed the whole complexion of the game last week down in Cofield. And so, we saw a really good first half between two 4A football teams that don't know what the second half will bring, but if we come out and play hard, good things can quite well happen to us.
It definitely, their defense, they did they give up some stuff, but they didn't break us. But kids run hard the ball, line blocked, defensive line, helped them some. They didn't have some big runs. The Tyson kind of got us on a few of them, but a great first half for the Highlanders.
It was a great first half, and we will kick off the South Doyle to start the second half, so it's imperative that we come out and play defense.
Right.
I think Coach Duncan for South Doyle getting a little impatient in the last half of that second quarter right there. He showed the tendency, hey, we've got to throw the ball. We've got to pick up some big chunks of yardage right there. And with that, I think we showed he wasn't thinking his team was playing very well.
Exactly, and the missed field goal that they had opportunity, close one. But he shanked it and missed it, so, that was just good. And then we got momentum, got a good run down here, and, got a penalty. But, it's a great first half.
Well, we've got our video back. Just getting text messages. I see it over there.
Looks good over
on
here.
That computer over there. And maybe that's what we need to do is monitor ourselves on another device, Sam. We'll know how well we're doing. HL is going to be down there with Coach Terry in just a second. Let me plug everything in that we need to plug into here. And when
I see H there, but I don't see
Coach Terry is the last one out of the dressing room, just about each and every game. So he's not there, so that's what we're waiting on. We apologize for those technical difficulties that we had near the end of the first half and into halftime. We covered the most important thing. That was the scoring summary and the stats of the first half by both teams. So I think the officials have put a little more time, the other 3 minutes back up on the clock. And Coach Hall over here looking to see if we want to put 3 minutes back up, and he does. H is still waiting on Coach Terry. Now, Coach Terry has a habit, too. Also, he'll come out another door of the dressing room.
I just looked through, and
there he comes.
He come through that one, but he come also through that. And
Yeah, let's go ahead and swing it down to HL. H is with Coach Terry. H, down to you.
Hey, welcome down on the field, guys. I'm with Coach Terry. Coach, I know we're trailing, but boy, that was an impressive first half. Your guys, after the first series on each side of the ball, they put your feet to the ground.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're fighting their guts out right now, playing physical, and they've got that kind of capability. We just got to find a way to keep being fresh and stuff through this second half, and keep hanging in there and fighting with them, and we'll be fine.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, I would ask some more questions, but brother, I don't really have any more. I know you got to wait and see what adjustments they may make, and of course they're waiting to see if you made any. So it's just going to be a good second half, I think.
I'm sorry, I'm answering a kid question. Okay. Yeah, obviously they're going to come up there. They're going to make a lot of adjustments. Try to get 21 going a little more, maybe. Yeah. And you know, we got a few stuff we're going to do ourselves because they switched to that 50. We just got to be ready with our adjustments and be communicating on the same page.
Okay, Coach, I'll let you go now. Get with your team, and we'll see you after the ball game. Hey, it's been an exciting first half, and now halftime is over, and I'll see you guys upstairs.
Thanks a lot to HL and to Coach Terry. Let's catch a real quick 30-second break here, Sam, if you will.
A responsible local bank must branch out into the community it serves. At First National Bank, we realize a community bank must be a strong partner with the community. That's why First National Bank doesn't have branches, but roots that are deeply embedded in the fundamentals and foundations set forth in the past, with a vision for fostering the potential for the future. Since 1904, First National Bank has had only one focus: you. First National Bank. Your family, your future, your bank. Member FDIC.
Back at Highlander Field, the teams on the respective sidelines getting ready for the second half kickoff, which will be the Highlanders kicking off to the South Doyle Cherokees. Now we're catching up. Remember, that's delayed right there, okay?
Right.
So
right. You're good now.
Sam had me. I looked over there, and I thought, wait a minute. Just like I say, we're routing it back through our system. It goes out over the World Wide Web, goes around the world, Sam, and comes into this other computer over here.
It goes a few miles before it comes back.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a latency. It's called latency effect, and I won't pretend that I know what latency is, okay? So, but it will be Highlanders' Hugo Henry. He'll kick off to South Doyle, and they put the big guy back there, Sean Gary, number 14. Hugo's kick. This will sail down the middle, be fielded over on the far side at the 10-yard line, looking for running room coming this way. The red shirts are going to stack up. They try to force him back the other way and giving chase over there. There's some running room coming up, and who can make the tackle? Nobody can at midfield, and finally the Highlanders are able to drive Marion Greer out of bounds. But Greer has a kickoff return of about 40 to 45 yards, and it gives South Doyle very good starting field position. See, Sam, as I look over and I see that screen, it's buffering. So our speed out of here tonight is not very good. South Doyle from their own 47-yard line. 47-yard line. 1st and 10. Nick Martin, the quarterback, hands off to Gary. Gary into the middle. The Highlander red shirts try to make the tackle, but Gary drives everybody for 10 yards. And for South Doyle, I think that will be a first down.
Mighty close. Yeah, he's moving.
They move the sticks, so South Doyle picks up a first down after they get a very good, about a 42-yard kickoff return. This will be Martin rolling to the right. Wants to throw the ball downfield. Has a receiver there. A little pass to a little up back right here is out the receiver. It went through his hands, off his face mask. It's an incomplete pass. That would have been Taquan Stewart. Second down and 10 for South Doyle.
I talked to Coach Stevens, asked him what he thought he might see, and he said, I look for him to maybe go over the top a little bit more. Of course, naturally they're going to get their big running back, get him some yards, but
and Woody and I talked about what they wanted to do. And I think Coach Duncan was a little perplexed, and he wanted to start throwing the ball more. That's Gary bouncing outside left, has the sideline and then driven out of bounds after a gain of 15 yards. It'll be another first down for the South Doyle Cherokees. 2 on this possession. Will take the ball down to, looks like the Highlander 29-yard line where they have it first and 10.
Coach Stevens said, you know, if we can do a little bit of job stopping them, he said they've got a few gimmick plays. He said he looks for those to come out. Nothing fancy, but lead you away.
Gary lines up on the right-hand side. They feed the ball to him
Get
again.
out there.
Gets out on the edge. Jukes around the corner, and the Highlanders think they drive him out of bounds, and
yards.
we wait on the official. Yes, it's 15, 16, 17 yards. The official finally catches up there, and it's another first down for South Doyle. I mean, it's pretty simple. You got a Division I running back prospect who's being courted by some big schools, and, hey, man, you give the ball to him.
Hey, you got a big offensive line over on that left side, too.
Martin, the handoff. He'll keep it himself. A little counter option play.
Through.
Going the other way, Martin has some running room, and he'll be into the end zone for the score. That'll cover 12 yards for Nick Martin.
Everything to the left right now. Highlander defense sort of getting swept down, and that's all it is. They're just sweeping everybody down, and that's jamming it up for the people to try to get across the field. 11:02 to go, 20-10 right now. South Doyle got the tee down for the kicker to go for the 21st point.
Referee sort of steps in.
Yeah. Well, we've still got some conversing with the officials there. He may be trying to catch his breath. Okay, now he's calling for the other side judge to come in.
We've seen a lot of discussion between the head ref and the 2 side judges tonight.
One of them looked down towards the field. I don't think I can see down there is the camera mount, and I can't see where that would be much of a problem.
Well, because you can't, and they don't have it set up in the middle of the uprights, so.
Well, I mean, that would just be their camera if it got hit, you know.
Well, I wasn't worried about that. I'm talking about the backdrop of the kicker trying to kick it
no.
through there.
No. I don't think a kicker would pay much attention to that.
Now South Doyle, they line it up. Grant Bush for the Cherokees for what would be his 3rd point after kick of the evening. Low snap, the placement is up, and the kick is good. So the South Doyle Cherokees, after the Martin touchdown and the Bush point after kick, they have a 21-10 lead over the Highlanders, and we'll step aside for this break. When we come back, it'll be South Doyle kicking off to the Highlanders.
Home improvement doesn't have to break the bank. At Salvage LLC, we have everything you need to finish your new home or to give a makeover to your existing home. From a full line of laminated and vinyl flooring to interior and exterior doors to crown molding and baseboards, start your next home project at Salvage LLC. Stop by and check out our model kitchen setup for ideas on how to take your kitchen from functional to stunning. Salvage LLC is located on Industrial Lane in Oneida. Open 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. Find us online at salvagellc.net.
Down on the field, we're waiting on the South Doyle kickoff to the Highlanders. Highlanders moving right to left, and that is north to south here at Highlander Field. As we wait on the kick, that's Bush.
Short
2-step drop, kicks it over to the far side, field it over there, headed up the sideline and stepping out of bounds. We're at about the 20, maybe 4-yard line.
Yeah.
We wait on the officials to spot it over there and just see where the Highlanders will have their first possession of the second half.
Looks like it's going to be 20-ish, 19-ish.
No,
25.
25. First and 10 Highlanders from the 25-yard line. We apologize. We may have trouble coming out of here with our audio. We are working on that diligently right here. Once again, Sam, we're not, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We're not running that counter there. The play is whistled dead. The side judge across the field on the South Doyle sideline.
Should be a procedure.
Or it could be
offsides against the defense.
Yeah, lining up in the neutral zone even for South Doyle.
That'd be
The
good, right?
referee comes this way. Nope, it's a false start Highlanders. That'll cost us 5. It will now be for first down and 15 to go. First and 15 for the Highlanders. We get the play from the sideline to the line of scrimmage. To the line of scrimmage, the Highlanders will have 2 receivers to the right, a tight end left, up back right. Brady Strunk will keep the ball himself, tries to get outside, taken down at about the line of scrimmage. It will be second down and 15 again, upcoming for the Highlanders.
We probably haven't mentioned enough, but not only do they have a good defense, but they're good and fast also.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming from, the linebackers are really getting from sideline to sideline.
Highlanders will split the receivers this time. They'll send single receivers left and right. They move that lineman up back to the left.
The backer.
The handoff, no, that'll be Strunk to keep it. Eluded the tackle in the backfield.
Get out here, get out here.
Outside left. He
Get
does.
the block.
Across the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, and now pulled down at about the 46-yard line of the Highlanders. That is a First National Bank first down. And a big play by junior quarterback Brady Strunk.
Got a couple of really good downfield blocks right there.
And it's always a question I sort of talk with Coach Terry about week to week. How much do you run him? He would have been getting – if things had worked out, he would have been touching the ball a lot in the game anyway, either running or receiving. But how much do you let him actually carry the load for you in a game? 9.5 minutes to go. The Highlanders have it first and 10. Strunk this time will keep it again. Bounces out left, cuts inside the tackler, and powers it out to about the 49-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3, second down 7 for the Highlanders.
Second down, 7 from the 49.
It's way warmer in this house than it is down yonder.
Second down for the Highlanders. Again, we'll send the wideouts. One right, one left. That's Griffith to the right, Whaley to the left. Now in the backfield, looks like Phoenix Norris lining up to the left and just behind Brady Strunk. The handoff to Norris, hit behind the line of scrimmage. Made it back, I think, to the 49. The official this side says 48. So it'll be a loss of 1. That'll bring up third down and 8 for the Highlanders.
Yeah, that was sort of the nose guy that slipped by. Either he slid off a block or he beat the blocker. And when I say beat, I mean he got to the spot. And some people say we got a center that can't happen, yet can, because his assignment might be somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
That 5 defense has made a difference for South Doyle.
Well, it certainly has.
Timeout. Highlanders.
And we'll take a timeout with the two teams. 8:04 to go in the third quarter at South Doyle 21, Highlanders 10.
South Fork Physical Therapy is proud to support the Scott High Highlanders and the Oneida Indians. With offices in both Huntsville and Oneida, one of our 6 doctors of physical therapy are always close by. We regularly treat back and neck pain, general sprains and strains, vertigo or dizziness, TMJ disorders, as well as post-operative patients. We accept all insurances and flexible payment plans are available. At South Fork Physical Therapy, we strive to make your experience accessible, affordable, and enjoyable.
You break it, brother?
Yes, to those listening at home, yeah, I broke it. I pushed the wrong thing a while ago. But anyway, we're back, I think, both with video and audio of our broadcast of Highlander football. It's South Doyle 21, Highlanders 10. Highlanders have it 3rd down and 7. Off the right side, the Highlanders get a push down to the South Doyle 48-yard line. That will bring up now 4th down for the Highlanders, 4th and 4 yards to go. Yep, they keep moving the sticks across the way. It's more like 4th down and 3 to go.
Yeah.
Coach says, well, we'll drop Brady back and we'll punt on this possession. South Doyle will send, I believe that's Dalen Swaggerty deep, number 11. Remember the Highlanders, the recipients of a big running into the kicker penalty in the first
They're not
half.
going to do it, setting up a return
Brady Strunk this time kicks the ball high and deep, fill it at the 12-yard line. Now Muff going back, the ball comes out again. It's on the field, fighting for it. Who has it? The official right there on top of it. Should have been watching for it. The Highlanders keep saying, we got the ball, we got the ball. They're letting a Highlander and a South Doyle player fight over it.
Out, yep.
And it will be South Doyle ball. Back at the 6-yard line. 2 Highlanders were there trying to jump on the ball, and neither one of them could get control before the second South Doyle player jumped back in.
Good time for a strong defensive stand right now. Let's see if they'll grind it out or maybe take one shot over the top.
1st and 10 for South Doyle. The ball at about the 6.5-yard line. The Highlanders get their defensive front. They're in a 4-2 look defensively. South Doyle has 2 receivers to the left. They've got an up back right and Sean Gary, the deep back, lining up to the right of the quarterback. Low snap, the handoff, Gary trying to sweep out on the left side, has the edge, giving chase, now cuts back against the grain. Now the Highlander redshirts can catch up and tackle Gary after a gain of maybe 14 yards. It'll be 1st down for the South Doyle Cherokees.
Still digging hard at that left side. Of course, that's something that's everything you saw on film from them last year. They think their best blocking's that way.
Mm-hmm.
If they need to, they'll put an extra blocker over there, and they go to the left.
And I apologize. I'm the guy who messed with their audio coming out of here tonight for I don't know how many minutes right there through part of halftime and the start of the 3rd quarter. The handoff left side and pulled down. Cannon Van Hook makes the tackle of the running back. And I'm not sure that was Gary on the carry that time. It was not. That was Marable. Martin, 14. He's gone all the way quarterback. Now South Doyle will have 2 receivers left. That's the short side of the field next to their bench. They've got 2 receivers to the wide right side of the field, and Gary as the lone running back lining up to the right-hand side. Martin wants to throw the ball. A little quick out coming this side. Dropped by the receiver. Incomplete pass. 3rd down.
And I'm going to tell you, Coach Stevens did tell me what was happening on the corner over there a while ago was basically his guys were running off too quick, leaving a receiver just standing there. And he's been telling them to hang tight all week, but, you know, they got that nervousness. They don't want to get beat deep.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that.
Yeah, boy.
3rd down, 7 for South Doyle. Martin looking at the Highlander defense. It's a 4-3 defensive alignment. A handoff to Gary going to the left side. Has the 1st down before being driven out of bounds into the South Doyle bench. I guess it's pretty easy. You need 10 yards. You give the ball to Gary.
Yeah.
Clock running in the 3rd quarter. I say that. They stop it momentarily as Gary went out of bounds. 5 minutes, 54 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Highlanders tried to rush a defender on the field, could not. South Doyle has trips on the short side right. Short to the formation, that is. The handoff to Gary.
Coming this way.
Coming to the right side. Past the linebackers, and Nolan Cotton comes up, and the young man took a shot by Gary, but Cotton holds on. He was our player of the game last week.
Yeah, he was.
Another first down by Sean Gary. Again to the line of scrimmage on first down, South Doyle. Martin looks to the left, a quick throw outside. Two Highlanders are there to make the tackle, but it's a 10-yard gain. The completion, I think, good over there to Stewart. That's the fourth first down for South Doyle after starting this possession back at their own 6-yard line. They're in Highlander territory at the Highlander 46-yard line.
They've slowed their pace down.
Martin looking, keeping it himself. No, sorry, gave it to Gary, and Gary is going to be caught after a gain of about 6 yards, just shy of the Highlander 40-yard line.
A few substitutions down there on the defensive front.
Martin again has the play looking at the sideline, calls the defense out to his lineman. Two receivers each side. Gary stays in the backfield. Martin wants to throw the ball. A little comeback by the receiver on this side. Incomplete. In and out of hands of the receiver, Greer. That brings up third down. It'll be 3rd and 4 to go for South Doyle. The Cherokees to the line of scrimmage. The ball at the Highlander 40.
Okay, and we got timeout.
Highlanders take a timeout because they needed to get a substitution on the field. So let's join the teams during this break. It's South Doyle 21, Highlanders 10. We'll return after this message.
A responsible local bank must branch out into the community it serves. At First National Bank, we realize a community bank must be a strong partner with the community. That's why First National Bank doesn't have branches, but roots that are deeply embedded in the fundamentals and foundations set forth in the past, with a vision for fostering the potential for the future. Since 1904, First National Bank has had only one focus: you. First National Bank. Your family, your future, your bank. Member FDIC.
Hey, we've been scanning over some of the scores here, and man, the COVID games are piling up. Piling up. What, there's probably 27 of them so far that we've noticed. And got to watch out and be careful.
3rd down 4 for the Cherokees. Nick Martin gone all the way at quarterback. I do not think that they've had another deep back, a running back there with him, other than Sean Gary all night. Gary lines up to his right-hand side. The handoff, Gary tries to run left, cuts back inside the tackle, bangs it straight ahead, then for a first down. He'll pick up about 10 yards on that carry to give the Cherokees probably their 5th first down on this possession.
Nolan Cotton on that tackle, I'm going to tell you, he's stepped in front of him a bunch of times tonight.
South Doyle looking to the sideline, getting the play from Coach Duncan and his offensive coordinator. Clock with 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Martin keeps it himself. A little read option play. Count cuts back across the grain, looking for the sideline.
Flag.
Driving down, we see a couple of flags thrown in there.
Yeah, we got a low block out there.
That usually means an offensive penalty, but
no, that's what I'm saying. We got a low block. Number 11 with his headgear off, going up on the field, on the sideline. Yeah, he done
referee
it.
says hold against South Doyle, so that'll be a spot foul. From the spot of the foul, it'll cost South Doyle 10 yards. Clock is stopped now with 4 minutes remaining. 3rd quarter. Our score once again, South Doyle 21, Highlanders 10. First down, and based on the mark off, looks like it'll be 2nd down and 9 yards to go for South Doyle. 2nd and 9. Highlanders with 3 down linemen. They're in a 3-4 base. Martin, the snap, looks deep up the sideline. There's that fly up the sideline again, and it's caught, and a touchdown for the South Doyle Cherokees. That's twice they've hit us up the sideline there.
Yeah, boy. Hey, 3:51 to go in the third period of this ball game. 32-yard touchdown completion. That says it's going to make it 27-10 with the opportunity for one more as their kicker comes out. I believe it's Bush, isn't it?
It is Bush.
Spots the tee and lines up for that point after kick.
South Doyle. The holder will be Brang, B-R-A-N-G. It's a bounce back. Brang handled it well, and the kick up, man, it's good through the uprights.
I think he still kicked it over
now a South Doyle 28 to Highlander 10 lead. 18 points for South Doyle. We'll step aside for this break. When we come back, we'll have the ensuing South Doyle kickoff.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
South Doyle with the touchdown score on a drive that started on their own 6-yard line after they muffed a Highlander punt. They pick up 6 first downs on that possession, and then the 32-yard touchdown pass, Martin to Marble.
Short kick.
The kick.
Come get it.
To the right side. Coming up to handle the kick, looking for running room along the sideline. Nice cut. Back in the middle might have been Nolan Cotton. Yes, it was Nolan. Out to about the Highlander 39-yard line where we start our second possession of the second half.
You know,
in what is good field position, good starting field position.
It's good field position, but I really don't understand the last 2-3 kicks or kickoffs they've done. They've been those short floaters.
Well, that gives us better field position, so they're doing a good job.
There's nothing wrong with it, but it does just make me wonder.
1st and 10 Highlanders.
Tight end to the right.
Tight end right, and we decided that was Fletcher, number 42.
No.
It's number 42, whoever he is.
Yeah, well, I wrote that down here somewhere, brother.
Okay. The handoff. No, the keeper. That'll be Strunk coming to the left side. Turns back in. Cut down at the 50-yard line. He falls forward all the way to the South Doyle 47-yard line where it will be a first down Highlanders. That's a First National Bank first down with an injured South Doyle player on the field. To make sure we get our commercial breaks in right here. Looks like they're working on a cramp. We'll take this quick 30-second timeout and be back with more of this Highlander possession.
Lumber King in Oneida, Tennessee is the region's one-stop shop for everything a DIYer might need. Carhartt apparel, rugged clothing that works as hard as you do. Lumber King Rental Center, a home for not only tools that a construction site might need, but heavy equipment that can get the hardest jobs done in no time. Here at Lumber King, we carry all of the essentials. Let us be your #1 source for everything construction. You can visit us at 20359 Alberta Street in Oneida, Tennessee. Because at Lumber King, we deliver.
The injured player for South Doyle up, going off the field under his own power. Like I said, they were stretching out his left leg, so probably just had a cramp. For the Highlanders, it's 1st and 10 after that Brady Strunk run from the South Doyle 47-yard line. Strunk from the shotgun has Van Hook lining up to his right. The handoff, Van Hook coming to the left. He's going to have to turn the corner. Does, and falls forward to about the 48-yard line. That's a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Highlanders. Unless you're exceptionally fast, you're not going to turn the corner on the South Doyle defense.
That's a very fast defense. Their backers, their secondary, and that line, they cover the field pretty well too.
We're in the third quarter, 3 minutes, 21 seconds remaining in the third. It's a South Doyle 28-10 Highlander lead.
Corner. Man, they're
now
up tight.
In the backfield will be Phoenix Norris wearing the number 24 number. They dive play. No, Brady pulls it out, keeps it himself, looks for running room, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, the 47-yard line, where it will be for the Highlanders now third down, 10.5 yards to go. I thought in the beginning right there was a good read for Brady to keep the ball himself, but South Doyle, they just closed the outside very quickly.
Pulling people out there to make blocks, and all of a sudden they're out there with nobody to block. That's just how fast this defense is playing. 2:49 to go in the third period of the ball game. Highlanders on the positive side of the field.
Clock continues to run. Highlanders have two receivers left, one to the right. Brady with the ball, rolling left. Here comes some pressure. Wants to throw. Now pulls it down. Will run himself. Runs over a defender down to maybe the 47-yard line. It brings up fourth down for the Highlanders. Brady gets up. I think that cramp bothering him again in that right leg.
Hey, I'm surprised that there hadn't been a few more cramps tonight. I mean, it's a little on the muggy side down there tonight.
You know, the Highlanders have been very lucky.
Yeah.
Last week at Cofield and tonight, I mean, I think we had one last week.
And, and like I said, the conditioning, plus they really stress the hydration.
Indeed, the Highlanders, they take very frequent water breaks during practice. Brady Strunk will punt the ball away. Sean Gary deep for the Cherokees. Brady will kick the ball, angles it to the sideline, and it will go out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Yep, nice punt to put it right on the sideline. So as the Highlanders punt the ball for their second time in the third quarter, South Doyle will start at their 24. Highlanders trot their defense out onto the field. A minute 43 left in the third quarter. When you can, pop that back over and see if our stream's coming back up there.
Woody.
South Doyle has trips out to the left side. Trips out to the left, one receiver to the right, near side of the field. Nick Martin, the quarterback, he's got Sean Gary in the backfield with him. The handoff, Gary tries to run wide left. Has some running room. Makes that 8-10, now 12-yard run look very easy as he just strings the defense toward the sideline. You have to play catch-up to him.
Hey, I meant to ask you guys how many yards he had in the first half.
I didn't write down his total, but Woody will know his total there.
Just the pert near's enough.
Well, in the first half, South Doyle just had 213 total yards.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
71, okay.
Trips right, one receiver left. Gary is on the right side of Martin. Now they bring a receiver in tight. Martin wants to keep it himself, cuts back against the grain, headed to the far sideline in front of the South Doyle bench, uses a blocker in front of him, and then the Highlanders' Rylan Griffith is able to push him out of bounds, but not before he gets into Highlander territory. I'm going to say at the Highlander 46-yard line. Another first down for the Cherokees.
And as to your answer, are we streaming? I can't seem to make it stream.
Go down, up.
Mm-hmm.
No, down.
There ain't no down.
Right there is where to be in that picture.
Right there?
Yep.
That's Cofield. That's last week's game.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
And this one, if I
first
do that,
down for South Doyle. Martin wants to throw the ball, looking to the right side, wants to do a fly pattern down the middle. It's Gary coming out of the backfield, has the touchdown catch easily into the end zone. That covers 46 yards. Martin to Gary.
Quick strike capabilities all around.
Third touchdown in the third quarter for the Cherokees. They now have extended their lead to 34.
49 seconds left to go in this third quarter. And as they come on the field with their extra point team, Mr. Bush is ready. And, you know, he's made some kicks for some bad snaps. Holes have been good over the house. Nope, that didn't hit the house.
Well, it is good. And it's now 35-10 South Doyle. On the strength of their 3 touchdowns they've scored in the third quarter, they have widened their gap over the Highlanders. It's now South Doyle 35, Highlanders 10. We'll be back after this.
Home-style cooking with friendly service and a relaxed atmosphere. That's Ray's-X. Ray's-X offers breakfast served daily, just like Grandma fixed it, and daily specials like country fried steak, turkey and dressing, and of course, a fish fry every Friday. Ray's-X has a full menu, ranging from quick and easy favorites like hamburgers and club sandwiches to comfort foods like pinto beans. And you'll love something off the grill, like grade A cut sirloin, ribeye, or shrimp kebabs. That's Ray's-X on U.S. Highway 27 in Helenwood. Ray's-X. Country cooking and great steaks.
Grant Bush, after the made extra point, kicking off to the Highlanders. We again have Rylan Griffith standing back at the 5-yard line. 2-step approach, the kick.
Oh, son.
Picking up the ball across the way.
He was on his knee.
No, he got up before he picked up the ball. Was Cannon Van Hook.
I think his knee was dragging.
He knew his knee was on the ground. He stood up before he picked up the ball. But nevertheless, I'm up here. The officials are down there. You're over there, so it'll be a 1st and 10 Highlanders.
And one of us had to be right.
That's right. Looks like the ball on the 22 or 3-yard line, maybe. We'll say it's the 23-yard line. I can't really see good from here, but 1st and 10 Highlanders. We'll send 2 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right. In the backfield, Cannon Van Hook, quarterback Brady Strunk. The handoff to Van Hook. Took the ball away from Brady, and he runs right into a wall of South Doyle defenders, losing about a yard. Back near the 20, we're guessing sort of at the hashes across the field. Back at the 22-yard line. 2nd down and about 12 yards to go for the Highlanders. There's 20 seconds left in the third quarter. The Highlanders are just going to be okay with running out the clock to end the third quarter of play, and that's what they'll do. So after 3 quarters from Highlander Field, in the first ever matchup between the South Doyle Cherokees and our home team Scott Highlanders, the Cherokees will have the lead to start the fourth quarter. It's South Doyle 35, Highlanders 10. We step aside for this break, and let's squeeze 60 seconds in here, and then we'll be back with more Highlander.
Football makes people happy. At United Cumberland Bank, totally free checking makes our customers happy. If you are not completely satisfied with your checking account, come see me and find out why more Scott Countyans are choosing United Cumberland Bank. This is Tammy Strunk, new accounts representative, and I would appreciate your business. United Cumberland Bank, member FDIC, $50 minimum deposit to open. Other fees may apply. Ask us for details.
Odds are there's a Potter's Ace Hardware right in your neighborhood, with expert advice and the right tools and supplies to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Potter's Ace has a convenient location on Industrial Lane here in Oneida. Visit the helpful folks at Potter's Ace for all your home improvement needs. Potter's Ace, the helpful place.
Back to live action, 2nd down, 12 to go for the Highlanders. We've changed ends. The Highlanders now moving left to right, south to north, and Strunk. Fake the handoff, pull down, back about the 15-yard line. That will bring up 3rd down for the Highlanders, yes. 3rd down, and then let's spot it at the 16. So it brings up 3rd down and 16 for the Highlanders. Highlanders waiting on the play from the sideline. They get it from Coach Terry. Head to the line of scrimmage. They'll send trips left. One receiver, that'll be Griffith, back to the right. That's the short side of the field next to the Highlander boundary. Brady Strunk stays in the shotgun. Wants to throw the ball. Got Griffith breaking on a post inside. Batted around. Still came up with a catch, falling forward at about the 28-yard line. So we get part of that back. It will leave the Highlanders at 4th down and
we got plus
5. Be 4th and 5. So apparently the Highlanders deciding to punt the ball away to South Doyle. $10 minutes, 35 seconds left in tonight's first ever meeting between South Doyle and the Highlanders. South Doyle sends Dalen Swaggerty deep as Brady Strunk lines back up in punt formation once again. Brady gets the punt away. It's end over end coming to the Highlander sideline, and it'll bounce and roll out of bounds at the South Doyle 44-yard line. So one thing about what Coach Terry has had Brady Strunk do tonight is directionally punt the ball to the sidelines. It's worked. It's kept the hands out of that.
Yeah.
Sean Gary in the first half, and now the other returners, Greer and Swaggerty, in the second half. Now the Highlanders will get their personnel on the field. South Doyle has it 1st and 10. 10 minutes, 14 seconds to go in the game. It's the Cherokees. Not only do they have the ball, but they have a comfortable lead right now of 35-10 over the Highlanders. The Highlander defense would love to get a takeaway right now. We've not had any this game, and we'd love to get one right here. Martin fakes it to Gary. Wants to throw the ball. Here comes the pressure. Martin rolls out to the right side. The pass is complete. Coming back to capture the ball. Now breaking past the Highlanders, and did he step out of bounds?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Stepped out of bounds in Highlander territory at about the Highlander 34-yard line. So a big completion there. Big-time job by Martin to elude the Highlander rush and find that open receivers. He was in that mid-level range behind the linebackers in front of our defensive backs who were dropping deep in coverage.
The rollout by the quarterback, Rick, you saw people coming up, okay? He reached that point, okay, I got to go. And a little early.
Trips left, one receiver right. The handoff to Gary. Gary bounces outside on the right, trying to outrun Cotton. Jukes him, now turns back up the sideline, has a block, jumped over the block, now trying to step out of another tackle, and he did, down inside the 5-yard line. That'll be Sean Gary.
They tackled him in the litter box down there.
Well, it's going to be 1st and goal for, should I say, Sean Gary or the South Doyle Cherokees? Sean Gary made that run right there. He juked our defenders, faking right, going left, or vice versa, stepped out of a couple of tackles, and when the man gets the speed going, one guy is not going to bring him down. 1st and goal from where? The 4-yard line. In motion. The receiver from right stops, comes back out. There's Gary.
Gets
reverses, comes outside, and the 4-yard touchdown score by Sean Gary, adding to his seasonal totals now.
Yes, sir, Mr. Gary gets paid for some fine work right there. He is, he's about as impressive a running back as I believe I've seen in a few years, brother.
Oh, no doubt about it. The touchdown score comes with 9 minutes, 23 seconds remaining in the game.
41-10's the score right now. Mr. Bush has got his teeth spotted and waiting for the snap, and here she comes. Good snap.
The kick will be on the way. He looks good from here, and he is, so saith the officials. It's now a 42-10 advantage for South Doyle. Once again, South Doyle 42, Our Scott Highlanders 10 will step aside for this break and be back with the ensuing South Doyle kick after this.
Scenic Foods is about freshness, with meat cut in-store daily and special cut upon request. A deli that offers fresh meats and cheeses sliced to your choosing. A produce department offering fresh fruits and vegetables, and of course a full line of competitively priced groceries to meet your weekly shopping needs. Scenic Foods is about value and convenience. Don't have time to cook supper? Try our cheese sticks, pizza, and wings, as well as our fresh-made desserts and side dishes. Need to fill an empty pantry? We have all you need at Scenic Foods, located at 7352 Baker Highway in Huntsville.
Back at Highlander Field, the Highlanders will drop Rylan Griffith to return the punt. The upbacks in front of him will be Cannon Van Hook and Nolan Cotton. The last 2 or 3 kicks, Grant Bush for South Doyle, he's just sort of pooched it, tried to get it down around the 25 to 30 yard line, just how the Highlanders can feel it. And
getting
they can
it
get
near the sideline, getting it near the sideline.
There's that kick again, this side coming. This right picked up by Cotton. Cotton looking for blockers in front of him, and they'll push the pile out to about the 39-yard line where the Highlanders will have it 1st and 10.
Like I said, that's such a complete team, and while they do that particular kick, I'm not quite sure, but it'll come to me. If not, I'll make something up.
Right. 9 minutes, 16 seconds left in the fourth. It's South Doyle 42, Highlanders 10. Highlanders in possession of the football. Decent starting field position, our own 39-yard line. And as the Highlanders approach the line of scrimmage, Griffith comes to the right, short side of the field. The ball's on the near hash, and the Highlanders go trips left. Whaley's the outside receiver, and he's got Henry and Norris lined up inside him. The handoff, that is Van Hook. Broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage, powers it out to the 44-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5.
Yeah.
2nd down, upcoming for the Highlanders. Don't forget, coming up after the game, we'll have our First National Bank player of the game. The crew here, H, Woody, and Scott, they'll assess the statistics. They'll look and they'll determine who our First National Bank player of the game is. Clock running. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. The Highlanders will move their trips to the right side, which is next to the Highlander boundary. One receiver to the left, Griffith. Now in motion, that's Henry. Henry tries to run his sweep outside. Cut. Now cut back in, and we'll pick up about a yard and a half to the 45.5-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Highlanders. I thought he had the sweep action on outside.
Well, Skyler is sort of letting it be known out there. We had you out here. But, you know, that's a player on the field, and that'll be looked at a bunch of times on film.
And our angle is much better up here.
Yeah.
At times, sometimes it's not.
Well, the windows, my window light's a little dirty here.
We're going to have to see if we can get the windows clean. Maybe we know a teacher that'll send his class out and clean the press box windows.
Yeah, that'd work.
I get the look when I say that. Trips left, one receiver right. A handoff, Van Hook. Tries to cut back, has some running room, gets out to the 49-yard line.
I believe he's got a
right.
first. I believe he's got a first.
If the guy had a right foot spot, and I think if the right foot spot prevails, it's a 1st down for the Highlanders.
Yes. There you go.
The referee says it's a First National Bank 1st down. The Highlanders had 10 first downs in the first half. They've only picked up now 3 in the second half. 13 for the game. As a matter of fact, in the first half, South Doyle only had 1 more first down than we had. 1st and 10, Highlanders from their 49-yard line. Trips left. Strunk will roll left. Has some pressure in his face. Did not see it coming as the defender for South Doyle overpowered our blocker outside and shoves him all the way back to the 38-yard line.
Yeah. That was one of the deeper drops that you'll see Brady do.
For the Highlanders, it is now 2nd down and 10 about 21 or 22 yards to go. Coach Hall puts 22 yards to go up on the scoreboard. I'll defer to him. He's younger, got better eyes than I got.
He's got that big, fine-looking scoreboard.
And maybe didn't talk about it enough last year, but, I mean, it's a brand-new scoreboard
nice.
last year, so it's the second year in use at Highlander Field. Trips to the right, one receiver left. Van Hook stays in the backfield. The hand off Van Hook. Tries to parry it ahead, crosses the 40 to the 42-yard line. It'll bring up now second down and 18.
I believe so. You know, Cannon.
Actually, it's third down. I'm sorry.
I would think that Cannon Van Hook is getting a pretty good number of carries for the night too. He won't have the same kind of yardage, but he's getting the carries. 17 carries.
Highlanders will send three receivers left. That's near the South Doyle bench. One receiver to the right. That's Rylan Griffith. He draws single coverage from Taquan Stewart. We get the play off ahead of the play clock. Long pass
run,
up the right side, intending it for Griffith. Thrown 3 or 4 yards ahead of him there, but Griffith had got behind Stewart. Bringing up now fourth down. Brady will stay on the field to punt the ball for the Highlanders. On the incomplete pass, the game clock stopped with 4 minutes, 59 seconds remaining. It's South Doyle 42, Highlanders 10. Brady waiting on the snap.
Oh, no.
Picks it up.
Good bounce.
Line drives it. It's going to take a big bounce through the receiver's hands. He has to go back and field it. Picks up the ball, has running room to the sideline, now cuts back inside and finally driven out of bounds by the Highlanders near the 35-yard line. That return by Stewart was a pretty good return after the ball got by him.
Yeah, we got a lander down right there. 42. Hey, I know that number.
Well, that's the one you told me a while ago.
I think he's got a cramp down there.
Did you tell me that's Colton Newport?
That's Colton Newport, yeah.
South Doyle from their own 35-yard line. 1st and 10. Coach Duncan keeps his starting quarterback and most of his starters on the field. Now the Cherokees take the timeout. Let's join them during this break. It's South Doyle 42, Highlanders 10. We'll return right after.
Home improvement doesn't have to break the bank. At Salvage LLC, we have everything you need to finish your new home or to give a makeover to your existing home. From a full line of laminated and vinyl flooring to interior and exterior doors to crown molding and baseboards, start your next home project at Salvage LLC. Stop by and check out our model kitchen setup for ideas on how to take your kitchen from functional to stunning. Salvage LLC is located on Industrial Lane in Oneida. Open 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. Find us online at salvagellc.net.
Did he bring a new bunch in? No, not exactly. A few, maybe.
As we come back to live coverage, H was speculating.
He's got a few new ones.
Sean Gary's still out there. Got a new quarterback in the Maddox Cup, number 10. Cup, a new quarterback, and it's not Gary out there. It is actually
it's 27.
Tawan Owens.
And there's a few cleaner, not sweated through jerseys on the line.
So Coach Duncan does decide to bring in his second unit, and if you don't want to know who they are, you've got it on the depth chart over there.
Yeah, buddy.
A handoff. Trying to stretch it out on the right-hand side. Plenty of speed up the right side. Breaking tackle, still carrying the ball, and the Highlanders from behind will drag him down.
15, 20, 25, 30 yards.
That'll be Van Hook catching up to make the tackle.
29 yards. I'm just guessing at him now, Woody.
Owens on a big carry. and a first down for the Cherokees. The Highlanders trying to get their defense squared away as South Doyle goes trips left, on receiver to the right. New quarterback, Maddox Cup, number 10 on the field. Handoff, trying to break back into the middle, pulled down by the Highlanders after a gain of none, maybe. Skylar Smith on the tackle.
Okay, Skylar's slow getting up. He's cramping also, I think. Oh, maybe not.
Injury time out on the field as the Highlanders, Coach John Fletcher goes out. I think Coach Henry's going to go out there and check on him, and it looks like it is a cramp H as they stretch his leg. We'll stay right here. We need to look ahead. I purposely not done that all evening, looking ahead to next week's game. It is a home game here at Highlander Field, and let's see who's coming in next week.
Is it A? No. I had a schedule here.
It is Austin East.
Okay.
Austin East comes in at 7:30 game time for the Highlanders next week, hosting Austin East now as a non-region opponent. Then 2 weeks from tonight, we'll get back in region action. We'll travel to Carter, and the week after that, September 24th, we'll also be on the road at Pigeon Forge. Both the Carter and Pigeon Forge games are at 7 o'clock. Remember, next week, the Austin East game at 7:30.
Yeah. Carter, that's an old-time foe of our Highlanders. It's been a few years.
Once in the same district with them.
Yeah, it's been a few years since we've been there.
I remember we played them in the district. Scott Brummett's senior year, that was 1999, and they tried to tackle Scott on the sideline, and he ran over and knocked a player about 10 yards backwards.
Hey, their press box boss kicked Woody out of the press box. I remember that.
I remember that too, yeah.
The farm marshal wouldn't like Woody.
Yeah. Second down 10 for the Cherokees. Low snap, picked up by Cup, throws the ball on the outside, breaking the tackle, and then catching up from behind. It'll be a first down. The tackle for the Highlanders was maybe Will Russ. I'm not sure. No, it's number 17. It would have been Luke Boland.
Yeah, I don't want to criticize, but the defensive back took the inside-out angle on that tackle, and it just don't work.
Cup. Again from the shotgun, the handoff.
Trying
to run left. The Highlanders give chase, and a nice open field tackle there. Now that is Will Russ on that tackle. Second down, 12, a loss of 2 for South Doyle. Clock continues to run. We're down to 3 minutes left in this region matchup against South Doyle. Comfortable lead, 42-10 over the Highlanders. They have their second unit on offensively. They'll go trips to the right side. That's the left defensive side of the Highlanders. They've got one receiver back to the right side. Maddox Cup, the quarterback, has the running back to his left. They give it there, trying to sweep right, and I'm going to say that was a really good effort out there on that edge.
Yeah.
You tell me who that was.
That's Phoenix Norris, I believe, just by the way he walks. No, I take that. Yeah. No, 30, I'm sorry.
It's number 30.
Yeah, let's find out if we got a 30. How about Elijah Fletcher?
Has a loss of 3, third down 15 for South Doyle. Clock continues to run. That is the game clock continues to run in the fourth and final quarter. Cup waiting on the snap. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, runs off the right side. Still running, stepped out of a tackle, stepping almost out of another tackle, and hits to the sideline and knocked out of bounds short of the goal line. Actually, they say probably knocked out of bounds about the 5-yard line, and that is a big third down conversion.
Yeah, if they score again,
South Doyle.
The only thing, if they score again, it's a little fast clock, quite a little bit of it's left.
After stepping out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
First and goal for the Cherokees at the Highlander 5-yard line. They'll have twins left, twins right, one back in the backfield. Maddox Cup, the quarterback. The handoff running back tries to come back to the left. The Highlander red
Good
shirts
stop,
are going to
good
stack
stop.
him up after a gain of, I'll say,
Ooh.
1 maybe. Owens the carry. They try to clear up the pile now.
Clock's down to a minute and a half.
Second down and goal once again, probably from the 4-yard line. Quarterback in the shotgun, has the running back to his left. Quarterback wants to keep a shovel pass coming to the left. Caught, stood up. That would be Phoenix Norris standing him up and waiting on some other players to get there to help on that tackle.
Phoenix, and he's followed in there by Adrian Stanley. They pushed him back from the goal line.
56 seconds left. Should be third down and goal to go for South Doyle from their 4-yard line. Quarterback looking to the sideline, still trying, I think, to figure out what the play is. They'll have to run a play, or they'll take a delay of game maybe, and just take the 5-yard penalty, run the play, and run the clock out. No, now they're going to go down on the line, and he takes a knee.
Good class, yeah.
Back about the 9-yard line, and that will be the final play of this region matchup between our home team Highlanders and the visiting South Doyle Cherokees. And the Highlanders will prevail in this matchup tonight. The Highlanders will not prevail in this. Thanks, Sam. You gave me that look, and I thought, wait a minute, what did I just say? The South Doyle Cherokees prevail in the first ever meeting between South Doyle and the Highlanders on the football field, as the Cherokees win 42-10. It was a 14-10 game at halftime, and the Highlanders, we cannot talk about how well they played, how well they hung in there, how well they stepped up to meet the South Doyle challenge. And, you know, Woody said it at halftime, the difference in 60 players and 35 players. And so
that is what I'm figuring it down to, and even in the locker room down there. I want to tell you, Rick, when it comes to picking somebody, you guys do that because I'm kind of close to just about everybody in that locker room, you know.
We get the input down there. Look at the stack guys you get with them down there, and that's the most important thing. This is your stuff here, correct? This will go in the trash, correct?
Well, yes. We'll put it somewhere, yes, sir. Yeah, unless you got souvenirs.
We've got our Highlander postgame show coming up in just a few moments. We'll have our end-of-the-game scoring summary. Woody will have our offense and defensive stats as Scott keeps the defensive stats. We'll talk about the game a little bit, and we'll set you up for next week's matchup between the Highlanders and the Austin East Roadrunners.
And I'm going to tell you
and
something.
were they playing tonight? That's a good question.
They were playing tonight, Rick. I'll try to find that score. And here's the thing, folks. Get on out here next Friday night. These kids played one hell of a ball game tonight, especially in the first half. And I'm going to tell you, they deserve your support here.
Indeed they do. Indeed they do. Let's step aside. We'll take this extended commercial break. When we come back after these messages, we've got your Highlander postgame. We've got that and more coming your way from Highlander Field after these messages from tonight's sponsors of Friday Night High School Football.
Tonight's game is produced by the IH Sports Network. No part of the audio or video from tonight's game may be redistributed or retransmitted without the express written consent of the IH Sports Network and Liberty Press Incorporated. The IH Sports Network's first commitment is to the student athletes of our community, their families, and their coaches. Find us online at ihsports.net. A responsible local bank must branch out into the community it serves. At First National Bank, we realize a community bank must be a strong partner with the community. That's why First National Bank doesn't have branches, but roots that are deeply embedded in the fundamentals and foundations set forth in the past, with a vision for fostering the potential for the future. Since 1904, First National Bank has had only one focus: you. First National Bank. Your family, your future, your bank. Member FDIC.
South Fork Physical Therapy is proud to support the Scott Highlanders and the Oneida Indians. With offices in both Huntsville and Oneida, one of our 6 doctors of physical therapy are always close by. We regularly treat back and neck pain, general sprains and strains, vertigo or dizziness, TMJ disorders, as well as post-operative patients. We accept all insurances and flexible payment plans are available. At South Fork Physical Therapy, we strive to make your experience accessible, affordable, and enjoyable.
Football makes people happy. At United Cumberland Bank, totally free checking makes our customers happy. If you are not completely satisfied with your checking account, come see me and find out why more Scott Countyans are choosing United Cumberland Bank. This is Tammy Strunk, new accounts representative, and I would appreciate your business. United Cumberland Bank, member FDIC, $50 minimum deposit to open. Other fees may apply. Ask us for details.
Odds are there's a Potter's Ace Hardware right in your neighborhood, with expert advice and the right tools and supplies to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Potter's Ace has a convenient location on Industrial Lane here in Oneida. Visit the helpful folks at Potter's Ace for all your home improvement needs. Potter's Ace, the helpful place.
Scenic Foods is about freshness, with meat cut in-store daily and special cut upon request. A deli that offers fresh meats and cheeses sliced to your choosing. A produce department offering fresh fruits and vegetables, and of course a full line of competitively priced groceries to meet your weekly shopping needs. Scenic Foods is about value and convenience. Don't have time to cook supper? Try our cheese sticks, pizza, and wings, as well as our fresh-made desserts and side dishes. Need to fill an empty pantry? We have all you need at Scenic Foods, located at 7352 Baker Highway in Huntsville.
Welcome back to Highlander Field. The Highlanders have their first home football game of the year. That playing host to 4A opponent in the same region, South Doyle Cherokees, and also the first meeting between the two teams in football. We've played in basketball before, but not in football. Just to give you a scoring rundown and recap right here in our first segment of our post game. The South Doyle Cherokees, they get the first score. It comes with 6 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in the first quarter as Sean Gary scores on a 4-yard touchdown run. Grant Bush converted the point after kick. It was 7-0 Fulton. Not Fulton, but South Doyle. Then with 1 minute, 30 seconds to go in the first quarter for the Highlanders, Brady Strunk scores on a 13-yard run. Hugo Henry's point after kick tied our score at 7 each. We move into the second quarter of play. Nick Martin tosses a 48-yard scoring pass to Taquan Stewart. The Grant Bush point after kick gave South Doyle a 7-point lead at 14-7. Then with 5:36 to go in the first half, Hugo Henry converts a 42-yard field goal for the Highlanders to pull us within 4 points of South Doyle. It was 14-10, and that's the way we went to the dressing rooms at halftime, with South Doyle leading 14-10 over our Highlanders. We come back out, and to start the third period, the Highlanders kick off to South Doyle. They take that first possession of the third quarter. They cap it off on a Nick Martin 12-yard touchdown run, and Bush again converted the point after kick. The South Doyle Cherokees had a 21-10 lead. The Highlanders unable to do anything offensively for the rest of the quarter, but the Cherokees, they answered. They put 2 more touchdown scores up in the third quarter. Nick Martin, a 32-yard touchdown pass to Damon Marable. The Grant Bush point after kick gave the Cherokees a 28-10 lead. And then with 49 seconds to go in the third quarter, Nick Martin, this time another touchdown score. That went to Sean Gary. The Bush point after made it 35-10. The Highlanders unable to get back on the scoreboard in the game, and there was one score in the fourth quarter as Sean Gary, a 4-yard touchdown run. Bush again the point after kick. That made the score 42-10, South Doyle over the Highlanders with 9:23 to go in the game. There was no further scoring, and that is the final here from Highlander Field tonight as the South Doyle Cherokees with the win. They'll go to 3 wins, no losses on the season. The Highlanders, only our second game of the season, we now fall to an overall record of no wins and 2 losses. We'll step aside for this break. This will be a short break. When we come back after this, we'll get Woody in, and we'll have our end of the game scoring, not scoring, but our stats. We get all that coming your way right after these messages.
Lumber King in Oneida, Tennessee is the region's one-stop shop for everything a DIYer might need. Carhartt apparel, rugged clothing that works as hard as you do. Lumber King Rental Center, a home for not only tools that a construction site might need, but heavy equipment that can get the hardest jobs done in no time. Here at Lumber King, we carry all of the essentials. Let us be your #1 source for everything construction. You can visit us at 20359 Alberta Street in Oneida, Tennessee. Because at Lumber King, we deliver.
Home-style cooking with friendly service and a relaxed atmosphere. That's Razax. Razax offers breakfast served daily, just like Grandma fixed it, and daily specials like country fried steak, turkey and dressing, and of course, a fish fry every Friday. Razax has a full menu, ranging from quick and easy favorites like hamburgers and club sandwiches to comfort foods like pinto beans. And you'll love something off the grill, like grade A cut sirloin, ribeye, or shrimp kebabs. That's Razax on US Highway 27 in Helenwood. Razax, country cooking and great steaks.
South Fork Physical Therapy is proud to support the Scott Highlanders and the Oneida Indians. With offices in both Huntsville and Oneida, one of our 6 doctors of physical therapy are always close by. We regularly treat back and neck pain, general sprains and strains, vertigo or dizziness, TMJ disorders, as well as post-operative patients. We accept all insurances and flexible payment plans are available. At South Fork Physical Therapy, we strive to make your experience accessible, affordable, and enjoyable.
We talked a lot before the game and during the first half that the Highlanders had to step up. Not just one player or 2 players. The Highlander team had to step up, and they acquitted themselves very, very well there in the first half. Played South Doyle really nose to nose. Just lacked 1 first down. South Doyle, I think, had 11 first downs. The Highlanders had 10 first downs in the first half. So defensively, we played real well in the first half. We kept the score manageable. It was a 4-point lead for South Doyle going to halftime, 14-10. But they come out. They had the first possession of the third quarter, and with that possession, they scored. And that led South Doyle to score all the points in the second half. They had a Martin 12-yard run, a Martin 32-yard touchdown pass, a Martin 46-yard touchdown pass, and a Sean Gary 4-yard run, all for scores, and to cap it off, Grant Bush with the 4 extra points. So the offensive scoring by South Doyle in the second half allowed them to pull away to this 42-10 victory over the Highlanders tonight. Reminding you once again, the Highlanders will be playing right here at Highlander Field next Friday night, 7:30 game time between our Highlanders and the visiting Austin East Roadrunners. So we're looking forward to that game 1 week from tonight. Sam, since you're the director here, we'll take another 30-second break. We're trying to get our final stats finished. Let's make it a 60-second break, and hopefully we'll have our stats in here when we come back for this next segment of your Highlander Post.
A responsible local bank must branch out into the community it serves. At First National Bank, we realize a community bank must be a strong partner with the community. That's why First National Bank doesn't have branches, but roots that are deeply embedded in the fundamentals and foundations set forth in the past, with a vision for fostering the potential for the future. Since 1904, First National Bank has had only one focus: you. First National Bank. Your family, your future, your bank. Member FDIC.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
Odds are there's a Potter's Ace Hardware right in your neighborhood, with expert advice and the right tools and supplies to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Potter's Ace has a convenient location on Industrial Lane here in Oneida. Visit the helpful folks at Potter's Ace for all your home improvement needs. Potter's Ace, the helpful place.
Home-style cooking with friendly service and a relaxed atmosphere. That's Razak's. Razak's offers breakfast served daily, just like Grandma fixed it, and daily specials like country fried steak, turkey and dressing, and of course, a fish fry every Friday. Razak's has a full menu, ranging from quick and easy favorites like hamburgers and club sandwiches to comfort foods like pinto beans. And you'll love something off the grill, like grade A cut sirloin, ribeye, or shrimp kebabs. That's Razak's on U.S. Highway 27 in Helenwood. Razak's, country cooking and great steaks.
Here we go for our next segment in our Highlander postgame wrap-up. Woody joins us now, but before we do that, we need to get out of the way our First National Bank player of the game, and that'll be Brady Strunk. We'll talk more about Brady as Woody goes through the stats tonight, but our First National Bank player of the game against South Doyle is Brady Strunk, the junior quarterback.
Good performance.
For South Doyle, rushing Sean Gary had 21 carries for 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. Nick Martin had 2 rushes for 31 yards. Tyson Owens had 3 rushes for 28 yards. Brandon Smith had 1 for 2. Nathan Thompson had 1 for -4. And Max Cup had 2 for 19. They rushed the ball 30 times, 285 yards, 3 touchdowns. Martin was 11 out of 19, 3 touchdowns, 252. Cup was 2 for 2 for 16 yards. Total, both of them, were 13 out of 21, 3 touchdowns, 268 yards. Total offense of 553 yards.
And we held Sean Gary to how many yards again? I didn't hear about that.
209.
209. That's a season low for him, I think.
Did you not tell me in the first half he had like 71?
He had 71
so, I mean,
yards.
That was some pretty good defense, guys.
Yep.
All right, for the Highlanders rushing, Ken Van Hook had 17 carries for 37 yards. Brady Strunk had 13 carries for 81 yards and a touchdown. Phoenix North had 8 carries for 36 yards. And Hugo Henry had 1 for 1. We carried the ball 39 times, 154 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. Brady was 5 out of 8 for 42 yards. Total offense of 196. Receiving, Ryan Griffith had 4 catches, 47 yards. And Ken Van Hook had 1 for -5.
And the numbers we talked about, Brady Strunk with the 81 rushing yards, the 42 passing yards like that. So, I mean, he accounted for a good amount of the Highlander offense tonight. So, good job by him, but good job by everybody else in the first half.
And that's just half of it for Brady. I mean, he plays defense too, guys.
Right.
And
right. I mean, so, you look at that and how strong our offensive line turned out to be in the first half. So, if you'll hand those up here, Woody, you'll look at the defensive numbers.
I mean, he had 4 sacks. I mean, that's pretty good.
Looked like Carroll had 2, Griffith had 5, Brady had 4, Van Hook had 9, Smith had 4, Stanley had 1, Cotton had 6, Norris had 5, Whalen had 2, Terry had 1, Rush had 3, Boland had 2, and then Henry, Tucker, Terry, Crabtree, and Fletcher all had 1 apiece.
Yeah. Okay, now those are total tackles, right? Okay, yeah. That's and look at some of them had quite a few unassisted. I mean, Van Hook had 4 unassisted. Brady had 4 unassisted. So they play on they both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my numbers wise. That's what we are committed to do. So I mean, probably 8 or 9 of our offensive players also play defense. We try to change out that offense and defensive lines a lot to keep fresh people there, but. It's a loss, but it's a loss that I feel comfortable. I mean, because South Doyle has been picked to win the 4A state title, possibly.
Yeah, and the first half was so encouraging, and then you get into the depth, sort of makes a difference in the second half.
Yeah, I'm so proud of the boys. I mean, they played hard all the way through. I mean, they didn't quit, and but they were just short and short on the stick for his players wise, and well, they've got probably 50 or 60 over there.
68.
And got some big old kids. So
that comes off of a really good week of practice.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, every day.
Yeah.
I mean, they got down there. Well, and like I said, I spend a lot of time out here. I mean, I ain't got nothing to do except be around these good guys. So
the old axiom is that you improve so much between that first and second game.
Yeah.
Well, this team improved so much between our first game at Coalfield last week and the game this week against South Doyle.
And it wouldn't even come close to even comparison to what they played last week.
Right.
And I expect to see another step up as far as improvement going into next week's game.
Indeed, we shall. Let's take this break. This will be a 60-second break, and we get back with our final segment. Coach Josh Terry joins us for that segment. We'll do that when we return to Highlander Field. Final in this matchup tonight, the South Doyle Cherokees 42, our home team Scott Highlanders 10. We'll be back after these messages from tonight's sponsor.
Scenic Foods is about freshness, with meat cut in-store daily and special cut upon request. A deli that offers fresh meats and cheeses sliced to your choosing. A produce department offering fresh fruits and vegetables, and of course a full line of competitively priced groceries to meet your weekly shopping needs. Scenic Foods is about value and convenience. Don't have time to cook supper? Try our cheese sticks, pizza, and wings, as well as our fresh-made desserts and side dishes. Need to fill an empty pantry? We have all you need at Scenic Foods, located at 7352 Baker Highway in Huntsville.
Home improvement doesn't have to break the bank. At Salvage LLC, we have everything you need to finish your new home or to give a makeover to your existing home. From a full line of laminated and vinyl flooring to interior and exterior doors to crown molding and baseboards, start your next home project at Salvage LLC. Stop by and check out our model kitchen setup for ideas on how to take your kitchen from functional to stunning. Salvage LLC is located on Industrial Lane in Oneida. Open 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. Find us online at salvagellc.net.
Well, this year, as you can tell when I jump back in the scene of the video right here, I have to actually push buttons when we come back from breaks. And this is sliders and buttons are giving me trouble this year, but we'll make it through as each and every week between my director Sam and myself. We're sort of getting better. We lost some audio there because I moved the slider all the way down to 0 and couldn't figure out what we were doing until I started pushing everything again. That's sort of the way I do stuff.
Maybe we need a little bit bigger bandwidth.
Well, that's quite well possible. We're joined now by Highlander head coach Josh Terry, and coach, as always, thank you for the time you give us before, during, and after the game. Yeah. Sometimes we know if you have injuries, if you have other things that's going on down there in that locker room, and after a loss it gets tough, but we cannot say how grateful we are that you take this time to talk about Highlander football with us.
Well, if I can make it up here, I'm gonna make it up here. You know, it doesn't score really doesn't reflect that.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna try to get up here.
Well, you had all week long, I think you and the assistant coaches had challenged this team to get better, to not take plays off, to play hard. At halftime, I think there were a lot of jaws dropping and hitting the bleachers here on our side of the field and then across the field at how tight that score actually was and how tight the game had been played on the field.
Yeah. I think obviously it speaks a lot towards the potential of what that offense can be with that big physical offensive line and fullback coming in and doing a great job ISOing and hitting kicks and a couple good running backs coming in and out. And I think,
the first series was the only one that was really slow. I mean, didn't pick up any yardage on, I think. So.
Well, and I think, that's probably the identity of this team is kind of big in their personnel.
Yeah.
And kind of mash it between the tackle type deal and then grow from there.
Yeah.
As opposed to 4 split out receivers a lot. I think probably as we go forward, that's how you establish the identity of who you are and then branch out from there.
Yeah.
You worked on that. I mean, this wasn't something that you decided right before the game. You planned that this week. You watched the film, you planned on it, you decided that's our best opportunity to use the offensive side of the ball that we've got, and you relied a whole lot on that offensive line tonight.
Yeah.
As you did the defensive line, they had to hold the line and try to win that,
Right.
and did a great job in the first half, and to a great extent still done a decent job in the second half.
Well, and I think, the problem is that when you say offensive, defensive line, it's the same guys.
Yes. Yeah.
And, I think that kind of was a big deal late in the game. Getting into the second half was just guys having to play special teams, guys having to play offense, guys having to play defense, and I think it started kind of showing up there late in the game and as it went on. And, it ain't like just lining up and running wind sprints. They're hitting some guys that are trying to play college football, and, it wears on you. I don't think they ever quit in their head, and they didn't ever quit in their heart. It's just
half a step slow here and a step slower there just because they work hard.
Over time, fatigue's a real thing, and I think – but what I will say, though, is from a standpoint of, that offense and where it's at as far as a development in the calendar is kind of a little bit past spring ball for a lot of guys.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new guys playing different things. That some things obviously got shook up right before the season, so the improvement from last week until this week from an offensive standpoint was tremendous, and I really look forward to it growing from there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Coach, let me ask this question before I forget about it. You were going to go for it on fourth down. This was back in the latter part of the first half.
Before the field goal.
And then I think maybe called time, and I think you called time out before you sent your kicker out.
Yeah.
How confident or what were you feeling? Let me ask that.
He had kicked a 42-yard field goal in practice.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But I thought if I could get 5 more yards on an offsides, I'd feel better about it. And I also kind of felt like, well, if we jump off,
you lose
that
it.
makes my decision a little bit easier on the punt.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
Right.
If I'm honest, I was like, well, this is a win-win. Let's try to get them to jump. And so.
And what let me make a second part to that. When the snap came up just a hair short, and it wasn't clean going on the tee, what were your first thoughts right then?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I didn't even notice that.
Really?
I was kind of looking up in the offensive line, hoping everybody squeezed down, hoping, they're going to have 2 free rushers because the holder and the kicker can't block. So making sure that's on the edge.
Outside,
not stuff leaking through the middle. So I was kind of looking right there to make sure everybody's doing their job there. I didn't really notice that. But when they come to the sideline, Hugo said, I don't even know if he got that on the tee when I kicked it.
That's what he told me down there at halftime. He said, I don't think it was on the tee.
I don't think he got it on the tee.
That's to Nolan Cotton's credit because he's been your holder now for 3 years.
Yeah, well,
so he's got the
does a great
experience doing
job.
it.
Great job.
I mean,
and maybe Hugo don't need a tee anyway.
Well, that may be. Well, that thing's only like that thin.
It's a thin one. Yeah, it's a thin block.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
That's what going to all them kicking camps does for you. They keep getting thinner and thinner.
I think it's just a target for the holder, basically.
And speaking of kicking, I need to ask you this question. The times that we had to punt, it appeared that you'd made the decision through the week that, Brady, let's kick it to the sidelines. Let's not let the returners have the ball. So he done a real good job of directionally kicking the ball.
And, you kind of get nervous as a coach coaching that sometimes because kids will shank it straight out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's easy to say it. It's easy to say I'm going to punt it or kick it away from this guy. But he did. He did a very good job. And, that kid's dynamite.
No, Brady throws with the right, kicks with the left. It's really hard to balance out there.
Yeah.
He's an ambidextrous passer punter.
Yeah. You mean amphibious?
Amphibious. That's true, too.
Amphibious one.
I think he fits that description very well there, Coach. A fine young man.
No, he's a little bit of everything, man. And the plans were obviously they changed at this point, but he's a great slot receiver. He's a great running back.
Yep.
He's got great hands, runs great routes, blocks his hind end off, plays defense.
Plays right, smart defense.
Good coverage guy. Great tackler, good. And then now he's having to figure out a whole new thing at quarterback. And the way he's approached it from a mentality standpoint, and the way he's approached it from an attitude standpoint, man, I couldn't be prouder of that guy.
Yeah.
And I'll
he's
win
now
race or draw
he's
with
now
him.
had 4 weeks of quarterback practice.
Right, exactly.
And every week he grows. He was the leading rusher tonight. Of course, had the passing yardage there, setting up that thing there. And besides making the tackles, he was our first National Bank Player of the Game. Another plug that we throw out there like that to Brady Strunk. And, quite a good leader. He's a fine young man. He talks to adults. He talks to coaches. He talks to his own teammates. I mean, most of the time he's as level, but he's as steady as you want him to be on the football field.
He's a really good man from a good family. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coach, next week you've got Austin East coming here to Highlander Field. You told me in pregame, said, well, the lines are down. I won't have to work as hard next week to get the field painted. So I can already tell you.
Tracing.
Yeah, I can already tell that you're thinking ahead of just a little bit now, because that will happen. Coach Henry will mow the field a couple of times, I'm sure, but you still got to go over those lines. But your first thoughts on Austin East?
Well, obviously they're as they always are, and since they have been since 1990 and 2. They're going to have a lot of speed.
Yep.
They're called the Road Runners, and they cater. They always have catered their style towards that. They're going to be crazy and blitz everybody on defense. Their offense is going to take a lot of downfield shots. I'm sure. But as far as offensive line play, they've been getting better. I've noticed as far as this year, what I've already seen them on film, and I expect it to be a fight.
Yeah.
They're going to want to, after last year, that we had the COVID win, and I'm sure there's people down there that didn't take too kindly to that. They kind of wanted to schedule the game later, play it later in the year, and from my standpoint, it was already down in the column as a W.
That's it.
And I'm going to take it. So don't hate the player, hate the game is what they say, I guess. But at the same time, there's still something left to be desired because you didn't get to play the game and beat them. You know what I'm saying? There's kind of an asterisk there, and I think it was like 1998 since Scott Highs just lined up and played them and beat them. Last year counted as a win.
But not on the field.
But right, and there's still that lingering taste bud there that's not satisfied, and I think me and these kids, man, we want it,
Exactly.
And
when you look at all the COVID games, and there's a bunch of them tonight, Coach, they've been popping up all night long.
Right.
But hey, 1-0, that ain't no football score,
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's Coach Terry. As always, we thank you for coming up and a little insight on our opponent next week. Game time for the Austin East game is 7:30 at Highlander Field next week. You can join us for our coverage at 7:10 p.m. as we get into our pregame next week. So we've got all that looking ahead next week. Don't forget that you can follow us on the ihsportsnetwork.net, and there's links to follow so that you can watch us off of that website. You can watch us on YouTube, watch us on Facebook Live. The game is recorded. It's out there in the system.
It's a home game, NFHS.
You've got NFHS that we know will pull up from here tonight, so you've got NFHS. That's a subscription service. The others are free. And you can follow our audio broadcast on Friday nights on WBNT and WBNT and Oneida Cable and Video are also broadcasting the game on the local cable systems. That gets back to Monday and Tuesday.
One quick thing about NFHS, if you do make a monthly subscription, you can watch any ball game in the United States.
That's on the NFHS
That's got
network.
NFHS. It don't have to be football. I mean, any sport.
Indeed. It's $9.95 a month unless the price has gone up. But we throw all that stuff in there. Woody, you got anything?
It's great to be here.
Woody feels great to be here, and there's a backstory to that. But trust me, he feels great to be here tonight. So for the guys, Cameron, behind the camera, Sam, our director, HL, Coach Terry, and myself, Rick Keaton, been a pleasure bringing you Highlander football tonight. We hope we fill the stands up here next Friday night against Austin East, and that you join us and follow our broadcast, follow our playbacks, everything, so that you can enjoy Highlander football just like we do. That's it. We want to say good night. We'll see you right here next Friday night.